We're live. No, you can leave that music on till those fools get here.
Whoa. It's not like the other stuff. It's not as peanut buttery.
Okay.
This is more whiskey. Has a little more whiskey on it.
It's probably my favorite Christmas album.
Oh,
Yeah. You know, and it was funny because I think it's yesterday, the day before, I was listening to this song. And originally, they were talking about this song. This was a song that the guy made that wasn't really a Christmas song. He was just composing a song.
Yeah.
And then when they put the comics to it, put Linus into it and Snoopy, it's something great.
Vince Guaraldi, 1965.
Yeah, I was a year old.
This one, I love Christmas Time is Here. Skating,
Yeah.
I love.
I know I got my Sirius radio. It's called Polly.
Yes.
That's a good little station.
I like 97.1.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah. Every year we go. Yeah,
November.
that's the throw.
Yeah.
That's the kickback, right?
Hey, relax, everybody. We're waiting for the crew to get here. It would not be normal if they were here on time. I see you, McGann. Trey, he's ready for us.
Ah. Come on, dude. That is Terry. Let's go. Terry, you're already late.
He's down to Rockwell.
He's a big Tuesday ass girl now.
I'm letting Trey in. Ain't my fault he walked right here.
He said he'll be here in 8 minutes.
That's his problem, not mine, man. This is supposed to start at noon.
Noon, baby.
Find your seat. Minute.
Yeah, it starts at noon, but I tell you what, right here?
Yes. I'm going right there. This everything can be seen right in here.
Shit, I can't sit that close to the fire.
Oh, there's our
I'm
nuts.
already hot.
Geez.
Pause.
There's our bartender, Joe. I'm going to call you out. You can bring a chair and sit with us when we don't need something. Yeah, hell yeah. Trey, where you at, Trey?
This is my new football.
What's going on, Trey?
What's going on, fellas?
We're just trying to get it together, my man. Trying to get it together. You know, I'm sure you always have people in your life who ran late. Well, we always got them on this show too.
Always, yeah.
I
There's always somebody.
At 11:30, and then things should have been here at noon.
It's all good.
I'm on time.
I see you. You guys got a nice setup over there.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I
We're in the
like that.
driveway outside my garage. I got my buddy here to bartend for us. 'Tis the season, my man. Wish you was here with us.
I wish I was too. You guys doing it right.
Oh,
Wait, I don't even see. I do see you. All right, but you hot?
You're in Atlanta?
Yes.
You don't need this fire pit then.
Nah, man. It's nice and 62 right now and sunny.
62.
I'm in short,
always nice to
short
hear from you,
sleeves.
Trey.
Oh, cool the music. A lot of crazy stuff.
Hey, our guy's here with us. Sorry you couldn't make it on Tuesday. We're just glad to have you here with us for the holiday special.
I appreciate that, my man.
Everything going good down there for you?
Yeah, we're blessed over here, man. Enjoying the holidays, enjoying this good Atlanta weather in December.
Thanks, Trey. That's why
Huh?
I was extremely happy when you were willing to jump on with us.
Oh, I appreciate it. It's an honor. Thank you guys for having me on, though.
You know, you keep it about as real as it gets because some people want to sugarcoat what's going on with Pittsburgh Steelers. But let's talk about you a little bit first. Can we do that?
Yeah, definitely.
Tell us a little bit about Trey. Talk about that background. I heard you're a two-time state champ in Indiana.
Well, we should have been two-time. We made it to state in football my junior year, or my freshman year, actually. But we won state in basketball my senior year. And actually, people don't know that. I'm a basketball player first. Football was actually the last sport I learned how to play. So coming from a state like Indiana, where I believe it's the mecca of high school basketball, man, I definitely made my mark on the basketball court first, and then football second.
New York.
Where'd you play at in the court?
I was like a point forward, you know. I could handle the rock, but I was down low posting up. You know, the art of the big man has been lost. You see these guys out here shooting threes. I maybe shot like 4 threes my senior year. Say what?
He thought you were bringing a ball up like Shaq.
I could do that. That's part of my repertoire. Do
Wow.
not pigeonhole me to the paint, man. I can get out there and shoot too.
We're gonna keep that little tidbit for later.
Who was your guy, Larry Bird?
No, I was an MJ guy.
Okay.
Even though Larry Bird's from French Lick, Indiana, I was a fan of his, but MJ's my guy.
That bird was funky.
Yeah.
Where you guys at?
Here, when they start bringing that MJ LeBron thing,
I think
That's a silly debate, man. They're both great
yeah, in their own way.
in their own way.
In their own way. Trey, talk a little bit about when you got into the pros. What was that like? What was your first day like in the pros?
Oh man, so I was a Steelers fan actually before I even got drafted. So Rob Woodson's from Fort Wayne, Indiana,
yes.
and so I used to go to his camp growing up, and he really took me under his wing. He saw something in me at an early age, so it was a blessing, dude, to get that draft day call from Coach Cower.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, man, when I got that 412 area code and I answered the phone, all I could hear was his chin.
Yep.
He didn't even say any words. I just heard his chin through the phone. And he was like, you ready to be a Steeler? I'm like, hell yeah, I was. First time my parents had heard me cuss. I was so excited. So, but yeah, going to Pittsburgh, going to that facility, going to that locker room, walk in, you automatically feel the tradition, the greatness, the expectations of Steeler Nation, and just how the Steelers and the Rooneys have operated up to that point. So in 2005, when I got drafted, I was going to a great team already. I mean, we had been obviously in his second year, but to be able to block for the likes of Jerome Bettis and block next to guys like Alan Faneca and Marvell Smith, Jeff Hardings, that whole O-line, and then getting coached by the legendary Russ Grimm, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better situation. And I came in knowing that I had to put up or shut up because the expectations were so high. And we knew we had a Super Bowl ready team. So I was blessed, man, coming in Pittsburgh and being able to get drafted by my childhood favorite team. But, 8 years in the league, man, it definitely did well for me and did well for my family.
Trey, we hear a lot about how the Steelers are a family environment. Like Dan used to come in and talk to you all and things like that. What was that like?
It was amazing. I mean, I tell everybody this story, like old man Rooney, Dan Rooney, whenever we would get up, get to the practice facility, he was already on the elliptical reading his newspaper. And I used to do cardio with him every morning. And so just to be able to just see the owner, like there was no kind of like separation. There was no hierarchy. He was in there working out 70, 80 years old with us, like he was one of us. And just to be able to see them every day, because I've been to other teams before and the owners aren't that visible, not like the Rooneys were. And so just from him being there and just giving that feeling that he's one of us, he has his hand in the pile. He's not just somebody delegating to the folks and the staff. He's actually in there, part of the process, means everything. And I'll tell you a story, even after Art Rooney has kept that tradition. This past Tuesday, we had a Christmas special where former players, guys I hadn't seen in years, but we connected through Zoom, had a little Christmas special where Coach LeBeau came on and did the Christmas Carol for us. And I mean, that just goes to show you what kind of organization they are. And it stands to this day. Like I feel like I'm part of a family still.
Is the Rooney there now? Is he that visible?
Yeah, Art Rooney is around. He jumped on the call with his grandson. It was great to see him, Coach Tomlin, Coach LeBeau, Kevin Colbert. I mean, just to be able to talk to and have conversations with those guys. I've been retired since 2013 for a decade now. It doesn't feel like it, but it's been 10 years, and I'm just as close to them as I ever was.
You want to ask you a question about the locker room? Don't want you to talk to me about.
Oh, in the locker room, Trey, do you guys like do you guys hang out all together, or is it just the offensive linemen together? Is it the offense?
No, you have your factions. Yeah, it's O-line. Usually the position groups line up and hang out together, but then we sometimes go out with the defensive line. Sometimes we hang out with the linebackers. And that was the great thing about our team is that no matter what, if we were going to do something fun and outside the locker room, it was all inclusive. It wasn't just one position group or one side of the ball. Everybody hung out together. And so I used to go to Casey Hampton's house for barbecues. He used to come over our house and tear up our food as well. So, I mean, it was a whole team thing, and we never left anybody out.
You ever have to pay any big bills, Trey?
Oh yeah, man. Oh, that rookie. I know y'all heard of rookie dinner, man.
You gotta run out the whole Sam's Club with costume.
We went to my rookie dinner. I know you guys heard the horror stories about rookie dinners and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so my draft class, it was me and Chris Kimawatu. He was a 6th rounder. I was a 3rd rounder. So, of course, I got the bigger side of the bill when it came to the rookie dinner. And those guys hit us over the head for about $24,000 for a dinner at Morton. So,
Yikes.
The checks weren't that fat back then, though, were they?
huh?
The checks weren't that fat back then, though.
No, not nearly as fat as they are. These kids out there getting mad money, and they don't have to spend nearly as much. When Coach Tomlin came in, he kind of put a kibosh on spending that much money on a rookie dinner. And it is kind of ridiculous, but it was kind of, the rites of passage.
Right.
So I didn't mind it. I hated writing that check, but I understood it. And so it is what it is.
They're getting more in college than they are in the NFL now.
Oh, yeah, they are. Y'all saw that little meme the other day about Brock Purdy getting paid less than Arch Manning.
Wow.
That's
Arch
crazy.
Manning, the backup quarterback, is making 2.8 this year. Brock Purdy probably going to win the MVP. He's got 870. That was his salary. So
Texas.
Can I ask Trey about this? You guys asked about high school?
Nope.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
We
yeah.
talked high school.
I missed it, Trey. I got here a little late. I was going to ask you about winning the state championship in Indiana. That must have been amazing.
So I've been fortunate enough. Hold on a second, buddy. I've been fortunate enough to win 2 Super Bowls. But relatively speaking, where I was in life at that point and what the state championship means in basketball to Fort Wayne, Indiana as a whole, it meant everything. And so I still watch that game to relive that moment because where I was in life, it was just as big to me as any Super Bowl that I won as a senior in high school because Fort Wayne hadn't won a state championship since 1974. At that point, we were able to bring that back home my senior year, so that was special.
Trey, he's a 2-time state champion head coach. That's why he's running late. He got
Yeah, right.
It was a
You
little
got
rough.
bigger things to worry about, huh? Than some podcast, huh? Yeah.
We live out that DC area, and it's always chaos out
Traffic,
here.
traffic can be hit or miss. Hey, Trey, who held the locker room together?
It was a joint effort, man. It was no one person. If I had to say who was our captain, like the overall captain, and we had lieutenants and whatnot, so to speak. But James Ferrier was kind of the guy, the glue guy. He was the captain of our team. And the thing is, he didn't lead by a whole bunch of rah-rah speeches or yelling at folks. He led by example. He had this calm demeanor that kind of just made people gravitate towards him and fall in line because you knew you were going to get the best from Potsy. And so, but on the offensive line, we had Alan Faneca. And then when Alan Faneca left, we had a combination of me, Max, and Willie Colon to help the young guys. And then after that, Pouncey came in. And so there was always somebody on the O-line that was going to help the young guys come up and set the standard for how we're going to perform, how we're going to work out in the off season, how we're going to practice during the week. We always had a guy or a collection of guys that knew what to say and how to say it to certain people to get them on board if they were slacking or if you saw something give way to what you're used to getting from them.
You think that's part of the problem, lacking on that line right now? Nobody's taking the lead?
Yes. I truly think that there is no alpha dog right now on the O-line or on that offense in general. It's a young offense, but there's nobody in there. And I think Broderick Jones has that capability. But these young guys, they need somebody who has been there and done that before. There are no veterans, even though Isaac Samala has been to the Super Bowl and played with Philly and played at a high level. He's a quiet guy from what I've heard. And so there's nobody that's going to get in somebody's face. So nobody that's going to really get after guys when they're not performing because the O-line has not performed. There's no bones about it. The O-line has not done their job up front to give our offense the most success possible. And it's sorely needed.
So who steps up after that? If the players aren't doing it, whose job is it then?
Yeah, the coaches have to have a heavier hand.
So if the coach, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, you tell me. I wish I knew. Obviously there's a lack of leadership on offense because you got all these guys saying all these things, and you see the lack of effort that's being displayed. It's been well documented this week. We don't have to keep on rehashing it because we saw what the George Pickens comments and we saw what happened with Deontay a few weeks ago on that fumble. It's not the way the Steelers have done it in the past, and it's troubling, to be truthfully honest. And so, if the players aren't picking up the slack, the coaches have to step in with a heavier hand and really set the tone for this offense. I think the defense has the leaders. They have Minka, they have TJ, they have Cam, but there's only so much they can do from a team perspective. They need somebody in the offense to step up in a big way.
Trey, I keep saying this, and I might be wrong because I've never been on the inside of that locker room. I've been inside high school and college, but if that locker room is falling apart under the head coach, is it time for a change? I mean, Coach Tomlin's been there 17 years now. Is his voice getting stale?
I don't know. I mean, it's a good question, to be truthfully honest. I don't think anybody can really say for sure on the outside looking in, but it definitely feels that way when you have all these guys saying these different things in the media, and it doesn't seem like a joint or combined effort towards one goal. And that starts at the head. Maybe you give him an offseason to try to, recorrect and recalibrate this team. I think he needs to go into this offseason if he's retained with a different mindset, because these kids need, and I say kids, they're 22, 23, 24 years old. They're grown men, but they're young and they're immature, and it's been put on display and it's been well documented. And he needs to do something different in the offseason. He can't go in to this offseason with the same process, the same system in place and expect a different result.
Well, Ryan Clark was just on yesterday.
Yeah.
On his show yesterday saying, no doubt about it, the man still got it, but just not here, not right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a great coach, yeah.
And he ends up in Kansas City winning 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, so, and there's no issue. I mean, he's been there for so long, 17 years now, right? And so, yeah, sometimes maybe the message has gotten lost along the way. Maybe he has a hard time connecting with these guys like he used to. But it is, I mean, you got to take a hard look at that. When this season ends, you got to really interview all the players. You got to really hear from the players, and you got to hear from the leaders, especially, to see if Tomlin is still the guy to lead this team in 2024. I hope he is. I have a lot of love for Coach Tomlin. We won a Super Bowl together, went to another one together. If he doesn't do it in Pittsburgh, he's going to get picked up right away by another team, because there are a lot of desperate teams looking for good coaches. I still think he has it. I still think he has a great coach. He's a great coach. But, I mean, somewhere along the line, the message has gotten lost, and you got a whole bunch of individuals and not a unit and not a team.
What's his decision-holding power in that locker room? When you get to draft time, when you pick your assistant coaches, what's his level of power? Does that fall on the GM more? Does it fall on more, a Rooney? Or does he have equal power when it comes to that because it's his squad?
I think he has the final say on guys. I mean, obviously, it's a joint effort between him and now Omar. And he's been there for so long. He's deserved and earned that amount of power, that amount of decision making. So, I think at the end of the day, he has the final say on who he wants to coach in the locker room. And so this is the result of his choosings.
Be a straight shooter with me here. Kenny Pickett the man, or are we just digging for something that ain't there?
If I had to make a decision right now, I'd say no. Straight up. He has not, I've talked about this, he has not given me that one game that we could point to and be like, okay, he's capable of doing great things at the quarterback position. He hasn't had that one game. And usually you see that despite an OC, and I don't think Canada did him any favors, but I also don't think Kenny Pickett had a lot of room for error. Like, when he came in, he needed somebody right away from the beginning that was going to get the most out of his talent, because I do think he lacks some physical skills. Now, intangible-wise, I think he's capable of being a fantastic leader. He works his butt off. He says all the right things, and he has that aura about him that he could be a leader. But you can't lead unless you put up the numbers. These kids won't follow you unless you're going out there balling out. And they need to see that from Kenny, and we haven't seen it yet. So I'm afraid that he may not be the guy for us.
Do you think it's right George puts those guys on blast and nothing comes down the pike with it?
One more time?
Do you think it's right that this is the second time Pickett will demonstrate we'll kind of call it insubordination, a lack of putting in effort for his teammates? Do you think it's right he's able to do that and there's no repercussions in the locker room with that?
Not at all. And he hasn't earned that right at all. He hasn't done anything in this league yet.
Did you see what
And
Jalen
so,
said yesterday?
yeah, and that hurt my heart because I know Jalen is that. I would block for that dude in a second. You could just tell by the way he carries himself, the way he runs the ball. Saw a picture of him yesterday. Everybody was in sleeves and long pants. He was in shorts.
He had shorts on.
Yeah.
That is my guy. That's one dude I would love to go to war for because I can tell what his mentality is from the beginning. And so if he's saying those type of things, it's a problem because he knows that he's only in his second year, so he can't really lead how he wants to. But I think Jalen Warren is that type of leader, that type of guy. And it's sad, man, that GP, with all the talent that he has, is throwing guys under the bus and saying what he's saying to the media, blaming the media folks for not knowing football when it comes to nitpicking his effort. He hasn't done anything in this league to deserve that type of leeway. I thought he should have been benched. I think he's one guy that you need to make an example of. We'll see what he does today. Hopefully they had a nice long conversation. We see a different guy today, but I mean, he's not giving me any hope that he has turned the corner. And there needs to be consequences and repercussions for some of the things that he's done on the field. Has to be.
That was Duke's guy coming out of college. He thought
I thought he was going to be a guy. He's got the talent for sure.
He's got all the talent in the world. You see it.
Yeah.
But
Antics going on with Coward though.
No,
What would he have done?
he would have been benched.
But I don't think they're using him correctly either, though. I think
No,
that's-
not at all. I mean,
Right.
he should be frustrated. He should be frustrated, but he needs to go about it in a completely different way.
More professional
Showing
way.
a lack of effort is not the way to go about
Yeah, I agree with
showing
that.
you're frustrated.
Because he can't get to that next contract with these numbers he's putting up.
Nope. He losing money. He losing money in the NFL. He's losing endorsement money with the way he's talking in the media. He is costing himself money.
I scratched my head, Trey, a few years ago when we hired a receivers coach and a line coach from Carolina, which was like the 30th ranked team offensively in the league. And we bring those two dudes in. And where's our team at now with receivers in line? We're at the bottom, like we're talking about here. Isn't that a coaching decision to bring in guys that are going to make it better?
Yeah. I mean, and the good O-line coaches are retained. Nobody lets good O-line coaches go because they are a rare commodity in this league. Our O-line coaches aren't created equal. And so we've been going through a revolving door at the O-line coaching position. And so you want some continuity. I think Pat Meyer, with the way that the team ended last year, you saw the improvement. But they have a hard ceiling, apparently, when it comes to either his getting the most out of them or just from a talent perspective. They've hit a hard ceiling. Broderick came in and added some life to the O-line when we started rushing the ball like we were supposed to. He's playing out of position. He should be a left tackle.
Left tackle.
I think, honestly, James Daniels should be playing center. I don't like Mason Cole there because he has cost us a lot.
In Miami, Miami, who just cut their number one lineman? Oh, San Diego. Just cut their number one lineman.
T-line.
Yeah. Go ahead and bring them in.
Who did San Diego or who did the Chargers cut?
Sebastian. Joseph Day.
Yep.
They just got
He just got cut? Oh, shoot. We can't afford not to explore that option.
Yep.
But I will say their best lineman is their left tackle, a Northwestern product, Rashawn Slater. So
That's right.
Speaking of Northwestern, you must be intelligent because you got to be smart to go to that place. You hear me, Trey?
you're muted.
Or you don't want to tell us about Northwestern.
Go Wildcats.
Are we good up top? Are we good up there?
Dead?
Check that says, we all right?
Yeah.
We're live.
Can you hear us, Trey?
It's on his side.
We can't hear you.
I don't know if he can hear us or either way. Trey,
Can you hear us?
can you hear us?
He left us. Hey, that's good stuff. Even if he don't come back to us, he probably
That
hit
was
me up.
a great interview. Oh, shit.
He probably hit me up. I mean, that's good stuff coming from him. He was straight up about what we've been talking about too, without throwing Tomlin under the bus per se.
Well, he didn't throw anybody under the bus. That was the nice thing about
he's
him.
saying all the
He
stuff
was-
we're saying about.
Yeah.
It's the coach. The coach has got to take control. If nobody's taking control.
That's why I asked that question.
Absolutely.
If the players aren't doing it, who's doing it?
I think Ryan Clark hit the nail on the head yesterday.
Yeah.
I really like what he said.
Yeah.
I think from that perspective, though, I think Tomlin's getting a little bit too much credit that he goes to another team and builds another team until he takes a giant step back, regathers himself for maybe a year or two. Kind of like Sean Payton did. It took him that year away from the sport to go back to it, and he didn't look good starting out this year. We can all agree on Denver not looking good, but now he's really got Denver in a really good place. He's done some really good things with them. You almost need to regather yourself.
They started out 1-5. They're 7-7 now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Coaches have to do that because if you really think about it, they're changing their whole lifestyle. It's just like if you did that to Belichick.
Yeah.
It's eventually going to happen to him if he doesn't retire.
Right.
But Tomlin's going to, and that's the whole thing. Now you got to change your whole environment, a whole group of, whatever, new owners. And that's I imagine it's a big change for, any coach.
We say the message is getting stale.
Yeah, well, it has to be.
There's turnover in that 17 years. Not a lot
Yeah,
of those
for
players
Pittsburgh
have
is
been
amazing,
hearing that message.
Well,
I don't know about that. I think
Is it the message or is it the style? Is it the
Right, yeah. What's the
tactics,
history
the
of right?
techniques and all that? I mean,
a lot. So, because if you guys got to go back and look at all those draft picks too.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of those guys weren't. A lot of them years.
Orange.
What was his name? Colbert.
Yeah.
Colbert. He would have 7 picks and he might go 2 for 7. So now you got to bring in some other guys to replace the ones he missed.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of his picks were pretty bad. I'm sorry.
They just showed his last 6 number 1 draft picks, including Kenny Pickett, and they're saying they're all failures. Pretty much. That's just not a good thing. And what are you going to do? At this point, hopefully Omar Khan gets it together and gets the Steelers going forward. But, hey, Trey, we really appreciate, if you're watching us, we appreciate your time, and we don't want to take up more of your time because, you did that for us. We'll reach back out to you. Maybe we can do something around Super Bowl time. Who knows who's going to be in the Super Bowl? Who knows what happens? That's the one thing about the NFL,
Well, I think we know who's going to be in it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's Christmas time now.
Tell me who's going to be there. I want to get some money here.
Who you got?
Right.
Who I got? I got San Fran in Baltimore.
Yeah, who you got?
The matchup is going on Monday.
Yeah.
Monday is a preview
Yeah.
of Super Bowl.
Who
Whatever
wins?
number
Who wins
one.
Monday?
Monday is San Fran.
Who you got?
I got Frisco. And I don't know, man.
I think the Bills might make a run.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
agree.
thank you.
You really think that?
Yeah.
I like that. I like
Oh
that.
my
man.
God! I went. I run round in circles with my sister-in-law
Did you?
just a couple days ago. I went, yeah.
They're kind of
Josh is down.
Those
I
two,
think
Max may be.
in that one, it's
Really?
losing the faith of the quarterback and not connecting with his receivers, and you know what I mean. I don't think there's something going on because he's a nutcase when it comes down to it, because he's always wanting to throw, but the guy can run. He's like Lamar.
Yeah.
We go back to the Ravens and the 49ers. Where are you going? What'd you do?
I'm not doing Ravens. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not that
No,
I'm a
yeah.
Steeler fan and I'm not doing Ravens. I just feel like a lot of the games they're winning
Right.
are not complete games. They're either winning it because they're running the ball or passing the ball, but they don't have a complete game plan. I do love their defense, though. I think
Defense.
they're
I'm a
way
Ravens
Defense
fan.
wins
And,
championships.
and even in this game, like you said, I'm going to take San Fran for 3 because I think they're going to lose because Ravens, I'm a Ravens. They don't finish the game. Finish the game. Their shit. What's the coaching, in the box to the guy, down on the ground? What are you missing when you had 4 minutes? You know what I mean? Get your shit together, from all the way through the defense, the offense. Lamar, because everybody turns to Lamar. Well, Lamar's going to just bring it down. And throw it.
Our
There you go.
special
No,
guest
it doesn't work
today
that way.
is
It's my buddy Joe.
Yeah.
Joe Myers. We call him Kutz. He's our guest bartender. He's throwing in his
Yeah.
knowledge.
I think it's great that
in his elf shoes. You can't see them, but
Well,
they're
it's-
spectacular.
Joe's got like 2 more parties after he rolls the
I
fifth
do.
one.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I did say I was taking it easy, but I was the bartender.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
what I told my wife.
Yeah.
I was taking it
And
easy.
thanks for inviting me, you guys. This is amazing. And in hearing this interview, it really puts a lot of light into the Steelers' history. To me, I
That's a good
love the
point.
history of the game,
And, where do the Steelers pick up at this point to change a guy that's been in there for 17 years? That's a lot of years, you guys.
How long was
You mold a lot
16,
of fences there.
16.
So,
Chuck Norris.
if they roll with him or not, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a long road, I think, in the next couple of years. It's going to be fun to watch. And, like I said, my kickback's always been Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's always been my fallback team. Because, in the Ben years, I really liked Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I was never a New England fan. I was born, in the New England area. But, when I moved south, when I moved to Maryland, it was interesting. I got lucky. I bought tickets to the Ravens tickets when I first moved here. Then I sold them because of the championship. And after that, I was like, yeah, that's your one and done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I am a Ravens fan type
Of
thing.
course.
You know what I mean?
Noobs is a
But when you
Commanders
move here, this area, like you guys say, the DMV has an enormous, great, most fantastic Pittsburgh Steeler fan base.
It's
and
everywhere.
it's
We
really
travel,
cool.
baby.
The biggest thing, and I'll give you my take on going to the games with the Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're the best fans overall. Like every game I went to, both sides in Pittsburgh or at the Ravens Stadium, the fans, everybody got along. We never had, I think the fans on both sides. The Ravens were worse than the Pittsburgh Steeler fans. I think they were really a good bunch, and that was the enjoyable thing. But their program, we'll do as the Pittsburgh prayer, I think, guys, and we pray for 2024. We'll see what the tournament's going to be.
I almost wish the Steelers would lose out and go 7-10.
Yeah.
Not because it's going to make that much of a difference where they draft, because 7-10 and 8-8 and all that stuff, or not 8-8, 8-9.
Yeah.
It's so close together. But I think it'll take pressure off of Mike Tomlin. If Mike Tomlin's coming back to coach this team next year, one of the reasons I think Bill Cowher was successful, when I go back and I look at it, and yes, he was a hard ass. Yes, those guys respected him. Yes, it was a different locker room. Yes, they had a different owner running the team, even though it was from the same family. But I think one of the things that helped Cowher was he had some losing seasons. And when you have a losing season, you got to take a look in the mirror and you got to see what the hell you did wrong to have a losing season. It's like every kid failing our test that we give at school. You got to look in the mirror. It's not necessarily the kids if everyone fails it. You got to take a look in the mirror. And if you keep going 500, 9-8, whatever, you're not looking in the mirror. You're thinking, oh, I'm this close. I just need to do the little tweak to get over the top. And it's not happening that way, because you know what? Everybody who had a losing season is doing more than a little tweak, and they're getting themselves further ahead. When people go ahead and tell us, well, if Tomlin leaves, who are you going to get? You're going to have a setback. How do you know that?
Right. You're absolutely
How do you know that? Do you think the Dolphins thought McDaniel was going to be a setback? Do you think when San Francisco brought Shanahan out there, well, he's a good coach, but we don't know. No, you don't know what you're getting. But the Steelers didn't know when they got Cowher what they were getting. They didn't know what they got when they got Mike T what they were getting.
That case in point, I agree. The other thing is listening to Trey and listening to the guys today on the news and reading and media and stuff. When he was playing, I felt like it was a team. I got your back. Today, I feel like it's a me. They're about themselves.
That's a corporation.
It's
That's
just
how
crazy.
it is.
It's changing.
It's
changing
totally
that.
different.
It is the me. We discussed that.
And it's just
They deflect the pass and they get up and they're going, like, dude,
Or score a touchdown or down by 30 points.
They're holding
yeah.
something else. It's not about
Come on.
Hey.
You've been there.
and they're focused on that play. Instead of
Meanwhile, you got burnt the play before.
Right.
It's weird. That's weird.
it's all about So the culture, we talk about the locker room, about the team, about the sport. I don't think it's just us. We're not special. You pointed that out. We're not special. It's happening everywhere. That we're just hyper focused and sensitive on the black and gold. So
Yeah, and
it's
Noob,
hard.
which is really cool because Noob has come back around to the Commanders after being so San Diego for pretty much the first part of the first year.
I got away. I just couldn't stand Snyder. So
That
listen,
was last year.
everyone's like,
Past couple
you
years.
came back. No, listen, this is the whole thing. I got away from the Commanders because I could not stand Daniel Snyder, right? And I figured if enough people did what I did, he'd have to sell. Well, what happened?
So
He sold, right? We
Yeah.
got new ownership.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
I've grown up a Commanders fan. I was always a Commanders fan. Well, they were Redskins.
You're a
but-
Redskins.
Yeah.
Who's your
Redskins.
favorite commander of all time?
Redskins, John Riggins.
John Riggins.
John Riggins.
Better than,
So-
and he's better
Better
than you, Mendenhall.
Better than his,
and I'll give you this.
better than
since-
his brother
since
Joe.
you took your break, you said, well, Dan, and I agree. I am my heart feels that Dan Snyder thing.
I couldn't. He's a
Now,
scumbag.
how much chance are you going to give these new owners in this team, the Commanders or whatever name they choose in the future? What do you, as a fan,
I'll stick
Yeah.
with him.
you'll stick with him?
I'll stick with him. I just
Ride
he
and
was
die.
such a scumbag. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
He was a
stuff
fucking
did.
scumbag. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
You're
he was a
Frederick.
scumbag.
Go
I mean,
to
you
Rock.
could drop
Yeah,
it
but
was
we always
ridiculous.
What's he say?
He's a fucking
This guy saying
scumbag.
such a fucking scumbag. Yeah, we drop
You
that
know, it
bombs all the
just-
time on this show.
Yeah,
Only on Monday nights or Tuesday
You know,
nights.
there's-
Easy, Joe. Saturday
yeah,
morning.
right, yeah. And it's
How do you support that?
and
You
and,
can't.
and there's good feelings in the Commanders.
Mhm.
We'll see.
I like
When
Josh
I
Harris.
first moved here, it was the first year that the Commanders were the Redskins at the time won the Super Bowl
Yep.
in the early
Oh, wow.
'90s,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
93.
but after it was the same thing. After they won the Super Bowl, everything went flat, and I became a Ravens fan, and I stayed with it.
Smart.
And it's because I bought their tickets.
Mhm.
As a young guy,
Yep.
my 40s, crazy,
Well, they were fun to
full of
follow.
piss-
too,
yeah,
though.
yeah, they were
I mean,
fun.
Ray
Now he's
Lewis,
45.
they were excited for that.
I think he's still guilty. That's just me. You know what I mean? Ray did his thing. He didn't get caught. I did that too. I was a kid. I didn't get caught.
I love Ray
I'm
Lewis.
just
Don't get
saying.
me wrong.
I feel
Can
so
you
well,
bad.
look at it.
As a
Do his
Pittsburgh
dance.
fan,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, as a Pittsburgh fan, I have a hard time
You got
rooting
that
against the
dance,
Ravens because
Oh, I
When
get it. I
when
get
I
it.
look in the mirror, I see the Pittsburgh Steelers' old defense.
Yep.
Now Lamar is not a quarterback we've ever had, but his character is impeccable.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he is a great kid. I think he
But
does
you know
so
what?
much for so many people, probably
I love
too
him.
much for too many people.
Yeah.
And I just have a hard time rooting against him. And I
Yeah.
actually like Harbaugh. I'm not a big fan of his brother. And you can tell your brother that. But
He's coming to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He's coming to Pittsburgh.
I tell you what, don't be.
He's
You
coming
know
to
what?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
AFC North. Brother
Oh,
versus
yeah,
brother.
go to that.
Yeah.
Look out.
He didn't roll his card with this whole college thing. So be careful about the brother now. He
Stanford
might
to
come back.
Michigan
He might
to-
come back NFL. We'll see.
hey guys, let's go ahead and move on a little bit. Let's talk about those Week 16 matchups. I've only got 3 matchups that I think are viable to talk about. And we'll go Ravens and Niners at the end. Let's go ahead and go Lions and Vikings right out of the gates
Oh,
because
my.
Dan Campbell's starting to get a lot more ink about what he did. And you know who's getting ink for those guys is Bob Johnson, their offensive coordinator. He came out this week and he said he wanted $15 million if somebody wanted to sign him as a head coach.
Good for him.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Badger Bob Johnson.
Well,
I don't think that's
not
bad.
that man. He's dead. God
Come
rest his
on,
soul.
If you want to pay my garage for $2.2 million, you do it.
All
That's what I'm saying.
right.
The money's out there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
right,
not mad
Joe.
at him.
Right?
That's a
You
good
know,
point. That's a
I'm not
good
mad at
point.
him.
if as a coaching, he has something for somebody to offer him,
Right. Right.
the cream.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just don't
100%.
do all base. They'll get mad.
But
This is
What are you
cocaine.
saying? Defer that in international money and
Right, and then move away. Yeah,
well, I'll tell
Shorty
you what,
becomes Italian. I think in 2 minutes.
I do like. I'll tell you who I like. I do like Jameer Gibbs carrying the rock the rest of the way. I know they want.
Oh,
to
wow.
give what's his name,
That's
Montgomery,
Montgomery.
or David Montgomery. Yeah, I know they want to give him more touches. But
What do you drink? What's
I'll tell you,
that?
Jameer
King of
Gibbs has
Clouds,
really
Juicy.
proven himself, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, he has. I mean,
You have
but
another one?
like we said, Gibbs is more of an outside. Montgomery's more of an inside the pocket guy.
Sweeter stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
like Jalen. It's like both Steeler running backs are inside the tackle, but they only use one correctly,
That's true.
right?
Well, we Najee just doesn't have good vision. His vision's bad, bro.
there's the hole. He goes over there.
Yeah, you seen that one where he came through. There was a crowd here. There was no one here. He went that way.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
I know I've said this a few times to you guys. I'm very impressed with Jared Goff. I really am.
Mhm.
Here's a guy who's lost in the shuffle out in LA. They make a swap. I don't think they even expected what that swap was going to be. I really don't. I don't think anybody knew what that was going to pan out to be. But I think the swap has been good for Stafford and Goff. And I think Goff earned himself a nice payday. I think he's earned himself, a longer time in the league because of what he's done.
He got kind of thrown under the bus there by LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's a good game manager.
And I mean, the Vikings.
Is he
it's
now?
pretty impressive what the
He
Vikings
is.
have been doing without Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, right.
Starting to
You
lead
know,
with
and-
yards.
And that's where
It was like
I go
almost
to that.
4,000
is,
yards.
You know, the
Massive.
Vikings have really stayed team solid. You know, because I kind of admired Cousins when he left the Commanders. Whatever they were,
Yeah.
and I said, God, I really like that guy, and he found success. He was really doing well, picking the Vikings up. And I'm like, fuck, this guy's moving along. This is a really nice quarterback. This is doing good. But the Vikings are a solid team. They, everybody worries you lose a quarterback.
Yeah, of
Shit
course.
goes to pot.
Yeah.
And
They stay solid. I'm like, oh,
Luke
shit.
just said for 2 years about Kirk Cousins. He's not a big Kirk Cousins fan, but Kirk Cousins puts up the numbers.
He
He
did
really does. It's
Yeah.
crazy when you look at the numbers he's done.
More of a fan after that TV.
Quietly, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Boy,
that
I'll tell
special
you
was
what.
really cool.
I'll tell you what, he really won me over on that show. He's a good
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
He's just a good dude.
Was that on
Netflix.
It was on
on
Netflix.
Netflix,
If
yeah.
you have not checked that out, we probably said this before. If you have not
QB,
checked what's it called? Quarterbacks?
quarterback,
QBs or
something.
Yeah, they had on, they did Mahomes, they did Kirk Cousins, and they did Marcus Mariota.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't know
All
why.
right.
Special
Yeah.
delivery.
Mom had gotten some of your mail.
Oh, shoot. Thank you so
Hey, you're on the
much.
podcast.
Appreciate it. Give everybody a shout out.
Merry Christmas.
Mom's mail.
Special
Special delivery.
Jerry said Merry
Hey.
Christmas.
I felt like this was Mr. Rogers. Mr. McFeely just showed up on the set.
But, like Mariota he was probably the most disappointing.
Yeah. Why was he
Yes.
on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the reason he was on there?
But Kirk Cousins, he's really a family man. He's a very
Yeah.
Christian-driven
Yeah,
individual.
yeah.
The one thing I learned about Kirk Cousins was his wife calls the shots.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
She calls the shots
In the
off
huddle. In
Yeah.
and out of the huddle.
Oh, no way.
No, but I
Yeah.
did the Mariota scene. I did love with him and his wife,
Oh, when they were doing
and
the
they were
plays?
rehearsing the plays.
Woo, that woman knew the football
That
game.
was so cool. She had a sheet and she was reading each play, and then he would have to repeat it. And so it was like him getting it in the mic just to practice because it's so complicated. The West Coast offense is very complicated.
Yep.
It's a lot of not complicated scheme wise, but it verbiage wise, it's very
And
heavy. as
and
far
I'm
as
not
the verbiage
comparing,
goes.
Rasheen. I am not comparing. But guys like that and Marino and guys who can just sling it and do phenomenal stuff like that, offense out the
I love
roof,
it.
but they can't win it. It's a team-oriented sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a team-oriented sport.
Yeah.
You give them all individual accolades and burn my eyebrows with that fire. Easily hell.
You're gonna buy it. You're buying it.
But it's a team sport.
It is.
It,
You think about it, yeah.
it sucks because as a fan, as a sports fan, you want to see these guys win. I never in a million years would have thought Marino wouldn't have had a ring,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Right.
and
yeah,
it sucks. And it's
We're
gonna,
going back to the Super Bowl.
and it's,
What,
and
that's
it's gonna
first time
suck
around?
for
Greatest of all time.
Herbert.
Right.
Well, Justin Herbert going to be in Pittsburgh
I
next
think
year.
Herbert
Greatest of all
reminds me
time.
him, though.
You know the
He reminds me
without
of
a ring?
Marino.
You know something.
greatest of all
Period.
time without a ring. Marino.
Period.
Marino.
No doubt. You know, one of the
No,
weirdest
where's-
things I
no
read
doubt.
about 2 years ago, is somebody wrote this article about guys moving around and shit like
Mhm.
that, and they had Justin Herbert ended up in Pittsburgh,
Really?
Went to
and I kind of
Like traded?
yes,
There's no way.
I
there's no way
dismissed
the
it.
Chargers would ever trade him.
I dismissed it. But
For
what happened-
Tomlin?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
No way they trade him.
I dismissed it.
For
but
Tomlin?
the more things go on, the more I'm like, oh, that really makes sense.
He's
to
not
me
winning
now.
anything out there, bro.
They can't trade him.
Pickens would love that shit. He'd shut his mouth up.
I'm
Pickens, shut your mouth.
I'm on
boy.
it. I like that.
I think they got to utilize Pickens better, though. They, like,
I agree, but you know what?
Was it
He's-
you that said it?
he's a
Or was it
22-year-old
Watson
kid.
saying that, like, they was
We all
two
said
rounds.
He,
We all
he,
said
He doesn't run the route tree.
outside
Yeah,
the
he
numbers.
does
He
it.
doesn't know the route tree.
No.
That's what I was gonna say.
You don't know that. They don't ask him to.
He only
You
goes
don't
outside
know
the
that he doesn't
numbers.
know the route tree.
He's
I mean,
average-
you should be able to run a curl
What?
effectively.
Yeah.
I mean, like just running out there and turning around, that ain't effectively.
Right.
Okay.
Or did.
Okay.
well,
Like,
with
do you ever see him come across the middle on a dig?
Every now and then.
yeah.
Very rare.
Last week, these
Usually
last
when he
couple
runs it,
weeks.
though, it's a wide open.
Speaking of this,
Yes.
let's get to that Dallas game.
All right. All right. Let's go ahead and go Cowboys and
We're getting
Dolphins.
back to the Steelers. We got to reel these guys in.
We got sidetracked. You know that happens all the time.
Cowboys and Dolphins.
Cowboys and Dolphins.
I
Who you
got
like?
I got the
Who you like?
Dolphins. Oh,
You got the
Young-
Finns.
I got young Dolph.
I got the Finns.
Who you like?
I just think they got it. I think it's Tyreek's coming back.
He
It's
didn't say 100%. He's
Oh, he will.
questionable.
He was warming up last week. He could have.
I think the Cowboys.
yeah, he could have.
They wanted to save him for this week.
This is gonna be one of those weird games where the Cowboys come back and they play well.
Yeah.
It would be a
You
win.
know what I mean? Like I think everyone's gonna
But
bet
both
against
teams
them.
have played that the last 2 weeks. It's like Miami has not been that full hitting what you're expecting out of Miami, and the same with the Cowboys.
I need Tua and Tyreek
yeah.
for fantasy football.
It's in Miami
Yeah.
tomorrow.
So you think they're going
So
to wake
yeah,
up to Tyreek?
see, that's what
'Cause
we
you
have.
need him.
Yeah.
Reek the Freak got 7 kids and 7 different women.
Yes, he
He
does.
ain't caring about playing football. My man's caring about where the next kid's coming from.
The next hike.
And he just got married.
He ain't Scotty
She's nice.
Pippen, but
2 of those.
What is this,
they were-
cocaine?
They were like 10.
cocaine
Yeah.
bear. You look like cocaine bear over here. He's sniffing
Cocaine
so much.
bear.
That's powdered sugar, right?
What is it?
Oh, shit.
Cocaine?
Hey, big shout out to Big Juicy over here.
Jeez. It's gonna be a
Oh,
wild
man.
show.
Matt, this dude's drinking the Big Juicy. You know what happens when that happens. Scotty, we miss you, man. Scotty's
Yeah.
Scotty's
Scotty.
vodka. We had him.
Oh,
we wanted
bro.
Scotty here. Scotty will join us. If you've never had Scotty's vodka, big
Mhm.
shout out to Scotty. He put Young Under down.
Keep it in the bottle, not in the bowl. You drink that shit out of the bowl. They lace it in something. I don't know. That tore me up.
Hey, and by the way, my man Joe makes the best homemade wine and the best homemade moonshine you will ever have.
Oh, wow.
Ever have.
I was gonna bring some. I didn't
I
bring
thought
it.
you
I
might
should.
do
I
that.
should have brought some of the apple pie.
Joe's an award-winning winemaker.
Thank
A
God,
couple
man.
of years
Just-
in a row here at the Frederick Fair.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, we had that
Hey,
Scotty's
and
and the
nice
moonshine.
thing is I didn't have to
I might
pay 'em
miss
all.
Christmas this year.
I dropped no money.
You don't need to be friends with Joe.
Yeah, I didn't have to drop no money or nothing. I got
How long does it take to
Hi.
make one?
You know, actually, the quick way is 6 to 8 weeks.
Really?
Actually, tomorrow I'm making. So my first time,
She likes
I've
it.
never made a Pinot Noir.
Okay.
So I'm making a Pinot Noir. I'm going to rack it tomorrow. We're going to let it sit a couple days, and we're going to bottle it. But that stuff, I'm not going to let you guys touch it for a year. It's like all my stuff that we're drinking. And as a matter of fact,
That's what she said.
Mark's going to get lucky. It's like I have some Malbec that I made
Mhm.
last December that we're drinking now. You kind of let it, it's one of the funnest hobbies I've ever gotten into. I'm not an alcoholic, which is great. But I am a fucking partier. Sorry. The moonshine thing, you guys, I think America needs to,
Embrace it, huh, Joe?
if the Italians can make it super quick and make you feel happy, why can't you do that in America?
He makes limoncello, too.
Like limoncello, I have in my fridge. You come at my house, ask Mark. You come at my house, this is how it works. First thing we do a shot. No matter what it is, it's going to be limoncello or some type of moonshine. I'm sorry, if I'm running low on moonshine, I'll just bring out the bourbon or the whiskey or the vodka. You do a shot. It's because it brings you together. Saying,
Joe,
hey,
where do you live and
Right
how long does it take?
Right
to
up
get
in.
there? Son of a bitch!
I actually walk the dog here. I
Because you
walk my
said
dog
you're
here.
not an alcoholic, but we are.
Like this year,
No,
Mark,
no, let me put this in here.
I think, Mark, did you taste the second peach?
Enough of
moonshine
this.
that we had?
Yes,
So we
I
made
did.
peach moonshine.
He put
So
peaches in it.
my girlfriend and I, we would go to Deep Creek and get the fresh.
Where
the
do you
fresh
get your peaches from, Georgia?
Well, no, we get the fresh peaches right from the Amish folks up in Deep Creek. Brought them down, and you sit there and you peel them, and you cook them up. You throw your freaking Everclear in there, and you slap it in the ass, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, hey, I got something going on here.
Yeah.
Recipes.
Sometimes you take this with it.
I think with anything, with cooking and wine and liquor, booze, moonshine, you put your recipe in it, you put your love and your thoughts in it.
Boom.
Boom.
That's what I
You know
told
what I
him.
mean?
Big shout out to Nino for
Nothing,
sticking with this, guys. He makes all that booze and
Yeah.
taking them down the right path.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's just you
Oh,
enjoy. I think you when you bring family in and friends, your friends become your family.
Yeah.
It's one of those
What's
things
your
that
paper?
I've learned in the last 4 or 5 years.
You know, my grandfather used to make dandelion wine.
Oh my God! I'll give you a dandelion story.
Yeah.
Shit, you not right
Bring
hand
it
to
on,
God,
Joe.
you guys. I remember this like it was yesterday. Oh, no, don't wake me up! Oh Christ! I was 13.
No, he's not.
My mother made dandelion wine.
Yeah.
That shit. I picked more dandelions. It made my fingers yellow. The whole night. Mom, what are we doing with this? We're making wine. What good is it for me? I'm 13.
Right.
It wasn't the case.
She
So of course we make the dandelion wine. It goes for weeks. Well, I find a little jar, those little balls like that
Yeah.
size. Drink that thing. 13 and a half years old. A couple months had gone by. In my own hometown, I was lost. Fuck. Drank that shit. Who knows where I went when I did go to
Hey, I know how you
I
feel.
woke up. I'm like, where
Vinegar was
am
pretty
I at? Got home
So
and
how
my
come we
mother's
haven't
like,
tried that?
I don't know. I'm going to take a swing at it. I
I'm
think because
willing
I
to
don't
bet
want to
there's
pick
not
the
a lot of
fucking dandelions.
dandelions
Because everybody
around
pisses
Look,
on that.
Joe makes such good
Oh, they-
wine.
they
I
are.
keep trying to talk him into turning his garage into like
Huh?
a winemaking place. We went to this place,
Oh,
Mazarov.
the what? I'm sorry.
And this man is
Oh,
incredible.
and
Him and his wife are
dandelion?
incredible.
You know, I'm not
Listen to
sure
people's
I'm gonna
podcast,
see like everything I make.
and
I
we're gonna
actually
have that episode on in 2 weeks. But
And
anyway,
I
this man
actually-
has
like I
he makes
got a
wine
red
in his
Cocoa Red.
basement. Like that's where they
It's a
started.
heavy red. I
It's
don't like
such
heavy
good
red.
wine. They are incredible
The
winemakers.
Merlots and
But
stuff.
his wine is
You hit with a
ridiculous
cup of
too.
sugar at the end and
So-
cut that out. But at the beginning, you have to add sugar to.
All right, let's
Like all
go back
my
to
wines
Cowboys
are
and
like-
Dolphins. We just went completely
They're
down
fine,
another
they're fine.
fucking trail.
I know.
Cowboys and Dolphins. Mike, who you got?
Oh, shucks.
I'm going Cowboys. I think they're going to come back this week. I think they'll have a good week. I don't know. It's weird. I don't
They
know.
shit the bed big time last week, bro.
They did.
Yeah, but the
I don't-
Dolphins didn't throw it out. They're just as well.
No,
I mean,
the Dolphins kicked ass.
Dolphins
last week.
30-0, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they kicked ass last week, and
Jets.
Yeah.
the
That's good defense.
That's your freaking cousin. That's why. Where is that bitch?
I'm gonna
How
go
come
the
he didn't
Fins.
come
The
on here?
Fins. The Fins of what you know.
NFL life,
and,
man.
and the Cowboys only scored 10 points. I thought
Yeah.
Dak was back.
Dak is not back.
What's going on?
You don't think?
Go look at who they played for Dak to be back.
You say that.
Okay, I
Last
kinda
last two
with
games
you,
of the
though.
Cowboys, look who they played.
Look, I'm kind of with Noobs. I think the NFC is much more dominant in a lot of ways than the AFC. I don't know. When we talked about that, who's going to make the run in the Super Bowl, I agree with San Francisco. I think Coach Shanahan. I think Coach Fleury. Big shout out to Brian Fleury. We love that dude. I think those dudes are in a great spot. But I don't know in the AFC. It could be anybody as far as I'm concerned. I like Buffalo. I do. I think this is what they needed. Instead of running away with the division like they did in the last few years, I think they needed to hit a brick wall and figure it out. Okay, when we stumble, how do we get ourselves back up and keep going? I'm a big Josh Allen fan. I'm not going to lie. I think Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the league over the last 10 years.
Tier A?
I do. I think he's fantastic.
You got him in Tier
Yeah,
A?
he's tier A.
Yeah, he's tier A.
Well, who else?
Yeah,
Mahomes.
tier A, Mahomes.
Allen.
Who'd you say?
Josh Allen.
Brock Purdy.
Ooh, man.
Well, you guys go ahead and say what you want.
I said,
Brock
ooh,
Purdy
man.
dragged his ass in from Iowa State, and that boy is smart. And Shanahan knows how to work that boy. He knew how to work that boy so well. They traded away a guy that they gave up a shit ton for to get him on board, and then they traded him away and Trey Lance. I think Brock Purdy's a hell of a quarterback. I think that boy is very smart. Brock, shout out to you, my man.
And
Shout out to you.
And,
I think he's a great quarterback.
and Allen.
Tier A.
Yeah, I think he's
Man.
tier A. He's going to win MVP,
Okay.
or it's going to be
No,
a
he's
split.
not.
Him and
I think that's when he gets to be Tier A.
No.
When you win that MVP.
okay, I agree with you, but he's going to win it unless he
Yeah.
falls
Well,
apart.
Josh Allen didn't win MVP. How's he tier A?
Who?
He said you get to be tier A when you win the MVP.
MVP.
I said when he wins it. I'm not saying that's my
Mike, what do you think
criteria.
about that?
Purdy.
Yeah,
Tier A.
I like Purdy. I think he's a B plus A minus guy.
Here we go.
He's like really close.
Yeah.
He's on the cusp.
I'm gonna give you that.
He's on the cusp.
Underside.
I say he's on the cusp.
He's only had
I think
In
they,
my mind.
I
only
think
had
the boy's
two-
smart.
I went 2 good years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I say he's on the cusp. He's surrounded by a lot of talent.
1.5 good
and
years.
He's got a great coordinator.
He does have a great coordinator.
Yeah.
I think on top of that, he has a great head coach who can coach either side of the ball and keep either side of the ball level-headed.
Yeah.
And not to go astray from all that shit, but
He's
in
not
the
a game
next,
manager. He's not a game manager.
yes, he is.
We didn't discuss that.
Purdy?
Yeah, and we'll go there.
But
But
he had 4 touchdowns last
I
week.
really want to give a shout out to the Houston Texans.
Oh,
I
man.
think what
Yeah.
I think what D'Amico Ryans has done there, I have the utmost respect for what he's done there.
Yeah.
A couple of years under Shanahan, just understanding what the young Shanahan kid, Kyle Shanahan. I understand. Go back about 4 years ago. Brian Fleury was on my show, and I'm gonna reach out to Brian and come back on after the season because I know Brian's really busy right now. But one of the things Brian told me was Kyle Shanahan develops a family atmosphere.
I say that culture. Yep.
Yeah,
Either culture.
that's the culture. And he said, because I talked to him about going with the other head coach that went to I forget who it was at the time, but it went up to the Jets, and he said, "I didn't even consider that."
Oh, the D coordinator.
Salah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Salah.
Yeah, he
Salah,
said-
yeah.
He said, "I didn't even consider that." He said, I love coaching for Kyle." He said, "Kyle makes us feel like we're all part of his family. We're a family. We do things together. We're tight."
And this
We're
is a guy
close.
from Montgomery County you're talking
Yeah.
about. He went to
Yeah.
Seneca
Brown,
Valley.
Brown was a fantastic athlete.
Yeah,
at
you keep
Seneca
saying
Valley.
Brian. I'm thinking Flores.
No,
No, not Flores. Brian Fleury played what?
Fleury.
He played safety and quarterback at Seneca Valley.
Yep.
Shit, 1,000 years ago. But he's a really good dude, and
Wow.
he has done great working his way. He coached up here at Towson. I mean, he's just a good dude. We had a long conversation on my podcast, and we talked for a while afterwards. And I wish him nothing but the greatest things in his career. But I would love to talk to him more after San Francisco wins the Super Bowl this year.
Number
That's how I
6.
feel.
Number 6.
That's how
One
I
for the
feel.
thumb.
That's how I feel.
One for the thumb.
I think they weathered
The other
that.
thumb.
They weathered that little bump that
Oh,
you
six.
weather
Yeah.
mid-season,
The other thumb.
and they figured it out. I do.
The roster is been built very well.
Fucking loaded.
They've done a great job with their roster.
Loaded.
They even picked up Chase Young.
Yes.
Who was a complete
Right.
turd.
Yeah.
Cobra.
He was a
that's for
turd.
nothing.
Yeah, he is a turd.
Yeah.
But
But he can't look at him. Not, you know what I mean?
at
Gotta
times he's
give
very
him that
good.
chance. Yeah.
Mhm.
You give him the chance, you see how it goes.
Who's the next game?
And
That's it.
Their
The next
culture
game is
can
Ravens and
build them
Niners. Ravens and Niners.
Ravens, Niners.
speaking
You know,
of top tier quarterbacks,
Who's top?
I think
who's top tier?
I think he's doing the top tier stuff under
talking
the
about?
radar this year.
an MVP from the Ravens.
Lamar.
I'm just asking you because you know
I mean, he did
dudes
win
don't. I
MVP,
mean,
did he
what,
not?
Meredith don't like Jackson.
No, that's not it. I love Lamar Jackson. If you
Yeah.
listen to what I said earlier, I love him. I think he's a great
I watched
leader.
the game
I
last
think his
week.
character is over the top. Where I don't think Lamar has it is he's not a passing quarterback.
But
I would say
I think he's
But
getting
does that come
into
from
it.
the coaching side?
I think he's getting into it though this
I think
year.
he's a decent passing quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't think he's an elite passing quarterback.
He lost Mark Andrews.
He did, but I don't think he's a
There's
number
tight end
one.
number 80. I
what is-
forget his name.
Likely.
He's
I say a likely,
he
right?
been stepping up.
Well, I thought so too.
Right
For
nice.
3 consecutive weeks after Mark Andrews, I had him on my fantasy team. He was not number one, and it made me scratch my head and think,
My tight ends are all number one: Hawkinson and Laporta.
yeah, sure,
They're all
that's
like,
who mine are. Okay, we're sure meant it all.
that's
But,
bullshit. too.
no,
And we'll
I
have
mean,
to see this weekend. I mean, do you think about Lamar's going to, face up a good team this weekend?
well, it's-
So I think this is a good weekend.
San
for me.
Francisco.
Like I said, I'm a Ravens fan. So
Their
for me,
defense is phenomenal.
if
Fred
you're going to
Warner's
be
fine,
Super
yeah.
Bowl bound, you better tell me this weekend.
that's right.
Because if you don't tell me
100%.
this weekend, then I got no faith as a,
You're gonna
as a
disband
Ravens fan.
Oh, hell
You
yeah.
think about it. You today's you're
No
laying your
doubt.
eggs. You better be putting your nest on.
Guest
Your
appearance.
butt on the nest.
No.
One of the funniest things I've read recently, and I don't know if you guys have read
What
it,
you got in your hand?
and I've read it from 2 different people.
Bread.
Oh, we got some guest appearances.
That's slice.
And now she forgot the pizza.
That's-
Hi.
The woman behind the plan.
Oh, that's okay. One of the funniest things. No, don't go ahead.
Yeah, no, you
No,
can-
crap.
It's just the unfortunate piece of doing a live podcast. My children just, yeah. One of the funniest things I've read recently has been that Philadelphia is really unhappy with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I saw that this week.
I
I
read it
saw
twice.
that
confidence.
Wednesday,
I read it 2
Thursday.
different times.
Two
Lack of
different
confidence,
people, 2 different
lack
reporters.
of leadership.
I can guarantee you, AJ
Yeah.
Brown got something to do with this.
He's not in their ad.
What
Like
did you say?
they want
AJ
someone. They want someone vocal. They want someone in their face. They want someone say.
So they want somebody Philly, and Philly sucks.
And Philly, like he's on the sideline, I guess. After watching a Steeler game, that's how I feel. But he's got to get out there and do something. And I'm like, what do you want him to do?
Maybe he's not a in-your-face kind of guy.
He's not.
He's not.
He's a self-reflecting guy, and you can see that. He's like, okay, I shit the bed on this play. I'm going to do something, and this is what I'm going to
He's a good quarterback.
I think he's
He's
great.
a great quarterback.
I think he's great.
He gets it. It's
Tier
Tier
A.
A or
Yeah,
tier,
yeah.
tier B?
I
Definitely
think
tier
he's
B.
plus.
B plus, yeah.
He's
Right in the
he's
middle.
on the
I agree
cusp.
with
He
I,
is right in the middle.
I like him a lot. I would love him on my team,
Me too.
No doubt.
Me too.
I take
but I'm
him.
just not making him elite. I don't think he's elite.
No, he's
Yeah.
not elite.
And I don't know where this is coming from. I mean, I know they lost three.
Philadelphia Inquirer.
I know they lost 3 in a row, but they were high on him. He took them to the Super Bowl last year.
Listen, Philadelphia Inquirer
Philadelphia's
started this
Hey,
shit
listen.
internally.
Double.
Yeah, my dad would have said, but like the Philadelphia Inquirer doesn't realize when they have a special talent in their locker room. You know, like he was a special talent. Donovan,
Ship him out.
listen, Donovan McNabb did not win a Super Bowl, but he went to the NFC Championship 4 times in a row.
With
Is
Andy
it
Reid.
his fault?
Snell, get him out. Goes to Kansas City.
How many
Yeah.
Pro Bowls is he in?
Who?
McNabb.
I don't know.
We don't do Pro Bowl.
He's in a
Pro,
lot.
Pro Bowl's like Billboard magazine. Nobody gives a damn about
You
that.
mean Playboy
I'm
magazine?
just saying he was
You watch porno.
It's like the Billboard
When-
back.
during
Are
his
you
time-
the insert? Are you the centerfold? What do you
during
say?
his time, McNabb, when McNabb was at his best, he was pretty damn good.
Yes, he
I
was.
thought he was.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, with or without the chunky soup advertisements, he was really
Yeah,
good.
Baldwin did good too.
Yeah.
Did good.
I did like he was okay.
Yeah.
He was tier B.
McNabb.
Yes.
McNabb?
Yeah, B
So are
minus
you
B.
saying McNabb is like Hurts? Or Hurts is like McNabb?
Who would you take? I would take Hurts over McNabb.
I don't know.
See, and then you look at it. Look how that
Early McNabb.
that
You can
program
move
changed.
McNabb.
In today's game or in yesteryear's game?
Today's game. Who would you take?
McNabb.
Today's game, I'm taking
McNabb.
because he was smarter.
He was bigger.
He went
He
to,
is bigger.
he went to
Exactly,
Syracuse.
yeah.
Syracuse.
I could see
He was a
that.
dude.
Yep.
Yeah, but today's program is so much more running. And it's just, those guys back then didn't run as much, I don't think, as what they do now.
It's funny 'cause
fucking
some dude-
quarterbacks fucking haul ass down.
I read some dude.
Back in the day, they
I
kind
read
of
some
fucking
dude put something out on X talking about how I forget exactly who it was he was speaking of in the league today. Maybe it was Lamar Jackson, and he was saying he's the greatest ever as running quarterback. I said,
No.
"Dude, you have no
Shut your
clue.
mouth.
Lamar,
Shut your mouth.
Randall Cunningham,
War Moon.
Michael
That's
Vick.
right. Yeah.
You know, I got listed like 5
He's a
dudes.
runner. He's a
He
pure
never
passer.
responded to my shit because he
Yeah,
knew
he ran
he
a
was
lot, though.
stupid.
No.
He knew
Yeah,
he
come
was
on.
stupid.
Michael Vick was ridiculous.
He
Oh
didn't,
my
he
God.
didn't run.
Ask Meredith. He'll tell you.
He
He did
ran
some sad
when he
things with the
could.
guy.
He said Moon.
As an athlete.
Warren Moon,
He reminds
he
me
didn't
of,
run.
and he
Pure
was
passer.
I think after Bo Jackson.
Pure passer.
Bo Jackson
He
was
was
that
a dart
athlete
thrower.
Yeah.
that could play no
Yeah.
matter what
I
sport.
thought he ran
Dude,
like
used to throw
what
the
he
ball down.
could.
Fuck
No,
it.
he
You know,
refined
He,
his
they,
game.
What do I got to
they
lose?
designed to
I'm gonna
play.
be the
They
best
didn't
at it.
design to play
No matter
off,
what sport,
off of the run. It wasn't obviously RPOs,
He wasn't running.
but he ran.
If he had to.
Right,
He had
and
Miles
could.
Davis,
But he was nowhere near as good as those running quarterbacks.
what the hell, yeah.
Running the ball.
Yeah.
He was a pure passer.
and even today,
Number one.
Gotcha.
Out of
the
Washington.
interview he had
But I thought he
today,
could run too.
when you're a multi-sport
So who you
athlete,
got?
you're,
Cunningham,
he was a basketball player, not a football player.
Cunningham, Vick.
Today, it was just the greatest thing.
Thank you, Mike.
Guys, one player I need to watch out for in the Ravens and 49ers game. Who's going to be a difference maker?
Fred Warner.
I'm gonna go with McCaffrey.
Yeah, that's Christian
Yeah.
McCaffrey.
Okay.
I'm going
no,
Debo. Straight Debo.
I'm saying Fred Warner. It starts with a D. Spying,
I love Fred Warner. Though.
spying,
He's my favorite
spying,
linebacker in the league.
spying Lamar Jackson. Watching where he is.
Yeah,
And get
just watch his eyes.
Getting after his ass because if you can't control him, I think the Ravens defense is going to wreak
I'm
havoc.
excited for this game.
I think the Ravens. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Right.
is that the night of my no? That's Christmas night.
No,
Oh,
One player you should watch out for in the Lions Vikings game.
Laporta.
No. Sun God. I'm in Saint. Yeah, Sun God.
Who? Hawkinson?
Sun God. Saint Brown. I'm
Oh,
on Saint Brown.
That's what I was going to say. I'm on St. Brown.
It's the Sun God.
Hawkinson.
His name is. That's what it means.
I'm not sure.
Go
Laporta?
Addison. He's a local guy. Addison.
All right. One player you should watch out for in Dallas and Dolphins.
Tyreek,
Dolphins.
the freak.
I say Tyreek.
Freak out.
I agree with him. Oh, look for
Tyreek.
Tyreek.
Freak out.
Because
Freak.
Imagine doing someone
Tyreek.
like this with us.
if he is not healthy,
La freak.
it's
Tyreek.
It's going to be the other way.
It's gonna blow on
He's-
somebody, dude.
If he's healthy, he'd be all right.
Who you got, Joe?
I know this week it's going to be interesting. I think.
I'm gonna
Tyreek.
take-
Dak?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Michael Parsons.
Parsons?
Oh, he's been
What
he.
the
He's
hell?
too safe freak.
What the
He
hell?
is Dak.
Parsons is,
Mike is
yeah.
gonna show up.
Parsons is,
What
yeah.
the hell?
I haven't heard from him the last 3 weeks.
at all.
3
right?
weeks.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't even know Mike the
It's
first
been
two
that
for
quiet.
Dallas.
He had a sack last week, I think.
Hey,
No.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, he did.
PA guy, man. Come on.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Shit to me.
That means we got
I lived out here
I don't
25
play
years,
favorites.
bro.
Yeah, he don't get a favorite because he's from PA. Shit.
Yes, he do.
No,
Yes, he do.
no, he
I know
doesn't.
you.
Okay.
No, he does not. 'Cause
Who doesn't get a favorite up on the hill?
He don't get a break.
Chicken on Hill with Will.
He does not get a break because he's from PA.
Okay.
I don't give anyone a pass.
Who played for the Jets that you're like always humming them up?
See, that's interesting.
His cousin?
I'll throw this at you guys at this podcast.
He don't get a
How
pass.
come in this area, you guys live in this area, it's always been the DMV. How come we don't call it the MVP? Why can't we add Pennsylvania? We're 30 minutes for Pennsylvania.
I know, right? We
There's
can
more
bring together,
Pennsylvania
right?
fucking Pittsburgh fans in Frederick than probably fucking Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
You're saying change it to the DMV, DMP,
DMVP.
DMVP.
The people down here get confused. They'll be like,
Fucking Pittsburgh is
who's the DMVP?
fucking Pennsylvania's
Oh,
fucking 30 minutes away,
Roethlisberger.
just like West
Wait,
Virginia.
Frederick's not in
Virginia.
the DMV, is it?
DMV. Everything's
Yeah, it
DMV.
I thought it was only where the subway goes, the metro.
I'm
Right.
not Sure.
My guy this week for the Cowboys and Dolphins game is going to be, you ready? McDaniel.
The coach.
I'm a huge McDaniel fan.
Are you watching the on Netflix?
Look,
The
look,
end season?
I'm a huge Mike McDaniel fan. That boy is
He got some cool
he's
shoes.
a boy too. He's young.
That's good
My
because he's not
brother's son.
huge.
He has a nice
I
sneaker
think
collection.
he just understands, like his brain understands football,
Is he-
and he's 2 steps ahead of everybody else.
His
I
brain.
just think he's good. I think
Yeah.
he's
Think
really
he burned
good.
this one?
Same with Kyle, but Kyle grew up in that family. McDaniel didn't grow up in that family. McDaniel made that family in his mind. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where he is. So, Big Mike,
And
let's
they all
drink.
coached for the Redskins at one point.
Yeah,
Right.
that
Hey,
fucking
Mike,
stuff is
McDaniel-
insane.
You know, and it makes you think about that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was chubby then.
History.
Not really chubby, but
Yes, we seen him footage of him.
hey, it's bowl season,
Mike
y'all.
McDaniels.
It's bowl season.
Oh,
Top
here we
bills to
go.
watch Christmas week.
I'm not doing
Who are you
bulls.
watching this week?
I'm
The
not doing bulls.
Gasparilla Bowl.
The Sarsaparilla or the Gas?
Florida Day. That's a Florida game somewhere.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really get to the bowls until the big ones. Like
The last 5, 6. There.
like New
Yeah.
Year's, yeah, like
Yeah.
around because we usually go out to party. So in between when we get back from dinner, we
Like
get
I'm
to the
missing them
hotel.
right now.
There's a bowl on right now. We should be watching.
The Troy versus
Cook
Duke.
it all.
Oh, man, who wants to see that
Kickoff
shit?
today. Our betting.
Arkansas
yeah.
State versus North Carolina.
Yeah, I don't want to see Troy.
I want to see Maryland how they do against Auburn.
How about
Yeah, I'd
JMU?
like to see that one.
JMU and
That
Air
sounds like a
Force.
fun game right
Tag-
there.
tag-
Yeah.
I want to see that game.
JMU and Air Force is on.
But back in
Okay.
the bad,
220.
Okay,
he's
Listen.
he's getting ready for the
So
pros.
smart.
Listen, Tagovailoa ain't fucking making it to the pro. Hey, any Maryland fans?
You know, as far as that goes, they said actually, if they release him, if Alabama and Maryland release him, he can go to another school next year and play.
He needs to.
Wow.
Because
So if
I'm
he
not
goes to
sold
another
on
Big Ten school, does that count towards his Big Ten all-time yardage? Because like he's like top 5 in the Big Ten all-time or something.
Mike, I'm not sold on him.
I am
think
not
he-
either.
I'm not either. I think he's decent.
Caden, you pissed me off, but I think he sold your career out for the last few years, and you made a bad mistake.
Last year.
I
How
think
about the
he's
LSU Wisconsin game?
That's
pretty
going to be
good.
actually
Yeah, that'd be
a good
excellent.
game.
That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
No, that would be fun to watch.
That's a good game.
That's
The LSU.
That's our new thing now. Whenever we don't like it,
Who's Ohio
nah.
State?
That's what
Ohio
my
State,
dad
who they
did.
play?
That's where it came from.
I
Hey,
know.
Ohio State.
Penn State, Mississippi.
Yes.
Penn
Oh,
State.
that's
Ole Miss.
a great game
That's
to watch.
good.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss.
Ole
Right.
I like
Penn
Ole Miss.
State.
Penn
Yeah,
State.
I
right.
want to see that.
Really?
Ole Miss
You like
is-
Ole Miss over
Yeah.
Penn State?
Have you watched them play?
No.
They are explosive.
Yeah.
Their receivers are legit.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see 2 or 3.
They have
of those dudes
one.
make
They have one that is like
Yeah. I agree.
top draft pick next
2 or
year.
3 of those.
That's the
dudes,
Peach.
yeah.
That's the Peach Bowl, by the way.
That would
Yes.
be exciting.
Ohio
Chick-fil-A.
State-
You ever been to the Peach Bowl?
Huh?
I've been to the Peach Bowl.
Chick-fil-A pizza.
I've been to the Peach, but not the Bowl. I bet Ohio State and Missouri.
That should
I
be.
go the Buckeyes. Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
That's the
It
Cotton
could go
Bowl.
either way. I think Ohio
That
State.
could be
I don't know who's going to win. I'm
Florida
saying I'm just
State-
not excited to
Florida
see
State
it.
plays-
I'm not excited to see it.
Florida State. Oh, that's
Florida,
good.
no, Florida State.
I don't want to
plays-
see that.
Florida
That's
State
what
plays
I'm
Georgia.
That's
That's
Who?
the
That's a
one.
good game.
in
That's the
my
game
soul.
right there.
Who?
The Bulldogs.
Florida State
Hey,
and Georgia.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, listen.
Two
'cause-
teams knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
listen,
By
because-
Alabama.
Alabama.
Because listen, Florida State keeps wanting to leave the ACC. I don't know why,
Money.
but they're not going to do anything in these other leagues,
But yeah, you're right.
right? Mark, you agree? Florida State's not going to be able to play in other leagues. You better stay where you can win.
Florida State said, "Oh, I'm going to go out of the ACC.
Go
I'm
ahead.
suing you. I'm leaving you.
Go.
All right,
Yeah.
see ya."
First of all,
Where
they
they
got
going?
fined.
But we said that about Maryland.
Was it like how
guess.
much? 500 some million? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
570.
ridiculous.
But
It was ridiculous.
I don't know that they win every game. In the
Besides the
SEC.
big goal.
They don't win. They beat Vanderbilt. They beat.
South Carolina,
South
maybe,
Carolina, yeah.
Florida, but
Yes, that's it, and that's where it is.
yeah,
That's it.
they're going to lose to
Down there in
Georgia,
that division,
LSU,
Yes.
and
The big
Alabama.
teams up in the Midwest.
So you want to go 6-5 and go to the
Yeah.
Mayo Bowl every year?
Right.
Okay.
Mayo
Well, it's
Bowl.
a cricket bowl.
They gotta get the Watkins Mill Bowl. We'll see you on Apple Ridge Road.
They got to get a new like shtick.
These guys are
I
dumb.
ain't dumping mayonnaise on myself.
That's
I
what
mean-
they're going to be doing.
Kool-Aid,
Coach Norvell.
Gatorade.
Yeah. Coach Norvell, get ready for the mayonnaise.
That's
Oxford did pretty
terrible.
well
That's
last year.
terrible. Wait, that's
Oxford with
terrible.
the mayonnaise. He did well.
I'll throw up if you pour mayonnaise on me.
Oh,
So talking to some college coaches, a lot of them are they're playing their younger guys in the bowls.
That's good.
Yeah.
They're,
You almost
excited,
have to.
they're like building for next year. They look at it
Yeah.
as the first step.
We don't
for
got
next
nothing to
year.
lose.
that's what you. I think that's leading to the next question, right?
The next question just talks about the NIL,
Oh, I thought it was about
not the NIL.
the guys not
guys
playing.
opting out.
Guys
Guys
opting
opting
out,
out.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting point.
I think it's good.
Let's build for the future.
Yes.
If you don't want to play, screw you. We're going to build for the future.
Right.
Give them that experience.
I like it.
That's it.
I'm with you.
That's interesting.
Yes.
But if you are one of the guys that's on a full scholarship and you brought money to my university because you're on a full scholarship, and you're on NIL, and we're paying you blah 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 blah. I don't know. I'm just so indifferent on that whole concept of like I'm opting out of playing in the damn bowl. Like I'm so indifferent on that.
But it's
Because why?
Okay, Pickens.
Just because
Pickens didn't play, or Pickett
Because why?
didn't play. It's hurting his draft stock.
well,
Yeah,
he
he's doing a
sucks.
great job.
He
He's doing a
sucks.
great job. Thanks for saving that bowl game.
But what's your reasoning for it?
I don't know.
Because I don't want to get hurt, like you're saying.
right. Mike's a Wake Forest fan. How do you think he felt last year when Sam Hartman decided to opt out of the bowl? He
And then
wanted
go,
to see,
and then go to Notre Dame.
yeah, he wanted to see.
Oh, he's
he wanted
really
to see
bummed.
Wake Forest win.
Really?
He wanted to see,
I missed
yeah,
that part. Yeah.
yeah. He wanted to see Wake Forest win, and he wanted to see. There's more Luke besides you, right? He wanted to see Wake
So
Forest
was
win.
it a money
You
thing?
know, like I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so
See, that's-
indecisive.
and
that's where
that
our
just
youth
throws
is
me
at.
off.
That's
It
where the
does.
kids are at now. It's like the thing is that there's no more real passion in the heart of what if you're going to make a move.
It's in my backyard. Let me get
You
the boy
know-
to do it.
You're a brand.
Yeah,
Well, essentially, right?
yeah, no, yeah.
If I'm Sam Hartman, I played
But-
for 4 years at Wake
Yeah.
Forest. Now I'm a brand, and now Notre Dame's willing to pay me $1 million to go play there. I'm going to take that
I'll
$1 million.
tell you what, yeah.
When can you ever get that money again?
But I'm thinking,
Right.
I'm
He
thinking,
wants
this,
to get
yeah,
in the
yeah,
NFL.
no.
I'm thinking this NIL is going to make it like MLB. It's just going to
Yeah.
be, it's just going to be wild and wild.
Wow, West.
Yeah.
Yes, it already is.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing
You know,
is the
drop what
impact.
you want to drop, get you what you want to get.
So you look at the impact on the smaller colleges, and then you look at the impact on like D2s. So what colleges are doing now, Rasheed? So that they're recruiting less, like big time colleges are
Right.
recruiting less guys, right?
And during portal.
So this is the sell. So say I'm Central Connecticut State, right?
Yeah.
Who we know well. There's some guys
Yeah.
we've had play there.
Yes.
My sell from them now is come to our school, play early, and then transfer out after 2 years.
Yep.
Get some
We
film.
will get you filmed. You'll start for us, and then you can go play big time after us.
And you know what happens with that? And can I add lib?
Yeah.
How do you market? How do you make that mold?
So
To start
what
that.
you do is
From that beginning, like you're saying.
when you
That's the
motivate
coach's
those
job when
guys
they
to
come
come play
recruit.
for you,
You have to break that right there.
you become more successful at that level for at least 2 years. And guys are like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go there. I'm going to win
Yeah.
for 2 years, and I'm going to go on and play somewhere else, and I'm going to go to the league. I'm going to make big
But you know,
NIL.
in all reality,
so
how do
there
you?
becomes this change. It's kind of like when Prop 48 was in place, and you went to a JUCO or like a Kiski Prep or something like that, knowing that fully well you were going to go on and play at this level, playing for this team, and this is what you were going to have the opportunity to do. Thank you, baby girls.
You don't look like Terry.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
happened?
What the fuck happened there?
Where did Terry go?
Where is he?
But
What the hell?
you get that mentality, and it gives you the opportunity, but it's just at a different level.
So, Mark, I'll kick back on that. So, if you think about these young guys doing that right there,
Yeah.
so the decision is So where does the decision is
knock
made
that one down?
of having your parents and there's more of just that individual young youth guy
Yeah.
wanting to
Lay
make
it on
that
top right there.
that team.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What his goals are, and
That's
his
gonna go.
aspirations, to where you have two
That's gonna go.
parents that say, "Hey, wait a minute, dude, I'm not sure I want you to go to Notre Dame, or I'd rather you play for this." You're throwing reality into a young
Yeah,
guy's
perfect.
life, to make the big league.
Yeah.
Like if I was, if I got a kid that's going to make the NFL, and I know this when he's 13, your reality changes.
And you do start knowing when they're 13, 14,
Mhm.
15.
Yep.
Yes.
13, I'm telling you, 13.
Look, Vince's
I work
fat
in a
ass
juvie
ain't
jail,
making
dude.
the
I know where it
league.
starts. But
You might make the NHL.
how
but
do
you might not make
how
the
do
league.
you as a parent guide those kids to make that right decision in college? Because now it's so fast. It's like I said earlier, dude. I'm gonna give you $2.2 million to paint my garage.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna be painting all day.
Paint the hell out of it.
Yeah. I'll
That's
make
right.
sure it's
Paint
done.
all day.
Sistine
But-
Chapel, that thing.
Yeah,
Motherfucker!
that's exactly right, Michelangelo.
So the thing I'll say
Yeah.
now though is with the portal, it's not as big a deal. Like when you sign with somebody,
What the?
it's not that big a
Look how
deal.
he shows up.
No,
Just
no.
one, just one, maybe. It's not that if you say you sign with a school that it's not a great fit.
Yeah.
Go leave.
Yeah,
Not a big
you got
deal.
1 year.
You have a year. Go
Yeah, there's
leave.
no cut. Yeah, you're right. I don't.
It's not a big
and
deal.
I guess
It's
yeah,
now. So it's not as
it's
not
not
as
like
stressful.
it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be.
Because
I'm
but
committed
it's
to
like
it
that.
for years.
But we had that in our
That's
sports.
a job,
We grew up
bro.
with that.
Yeah.
Where if you commit to a team, you're a fucking team.
Yeah, I signed with Penn
Like,
State. I'm
yes,
a Penn State
I'm Penn
guy
State
for life. For life.
Now, dude,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm painting the garage.
Joey was a beast runner growing up. He was a beast runner.
From the cop?
Cross-country.
What? What you talking about?
He
I
did
tried to go to the
triathlons.
Olympics in 1987. I
Yeah,
tried to
he
go
was
to
a
the
beast
88,
runner.
88 marathon for Seoul, Korea.
He would never tell you this.
The marathon?
But I just know.
What the hell are you thinking? Shit, I can't run long
Let me
distance.
tell you now, at 59, I
can
can
run
tell
the
you.
car.
I get winded
Have
running to the
think about
bathroom.
it.
Fuck. Where do you think I've been? I'm out of breath.
We were wondering where the hell
Hey,
you
Big
were.
Juicy,
you know,
Where we
It's just
at
a
in the
whole nother
script?
ball.
Because we
It's a
don't
whole
do
nother
nothing.
I just don't. For me, these dudes opting out of the bowl games.
Yeah,
It,
I don't know.
It's a different world. It's
Yeah.
different than where we grew up.
it paints a different
Dude, shit,
picture
I'd
of
have
watching
taken
the
that
bowl
shit
game.
from where I grew up, taking any
You know,
fucking bowl game.
I mean, I just
Even
I don't
even
know.
if it was a cat chow, fucking
snooker bowl game.
take it. Purina one fucking bowl, let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Boys,
Fuck that shit. You paid my fucking way, I'm going.
it's hard to believe we're at the Christmas joy part of the show, which is the end part of the show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and round the circle. We've got some favorites we're gonna talk
You say
about.
around the
Joe,
circle.
favorite food at Christmas.
Oh, come on, Joe.
And it was an old. It's interesting because
Joe's
Grew
gonna give us
up,
a
I-
story.
we
We
I
don't
don't
know
know.
that.
I grew up
Story,
French
just tell us.
Canadian, and there was this stuff called it was a 7-layer
Beaver.
meat pie called potin pot, and it was 7 layers
Ain't
of
that-
wild meat.
I ain't that shit.
And as a kid, I was a foodwin, but it had deer and bear and moose and rabbit and
Dudes
partridge.
get hard.
You know, so it was a
God damn
7-layered pie, but I hated
He's
this
like,
shit.
whoa, yeah,
I
baby.
hated the shit. But what I loved about it is that it was the meat out of all of it, like all the different game meats. So I would have to say it was that pie.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
That was your favorite?
So
let's do
eating
this
that
again.
by
I can't
Christmas
even
time,
touch
do this
that.
again.
I look forward to eating that all that.
Let's do this again. Give me the meats.
So it's bear,
You can eat
moose.
bear?
Oh yeah, bear,
Moose.
moose,
Dang.
partridge, venison.
Partridge.
Partridge
Yeah,
in a
duck,
pear
like
tree.
geese. Everything we had in that, everything we had in that 7
There's
layers.
a partridge family.
Stuff
I
we
had a crush
killed,
on.
and
The Partridge family.
we got it ourselves. Like as a kid growing
Danny
up, I
Bonaducci
ate
was in the
rabbit
Partridge
a
family.
lot because I shot the fuck. I'll shoot that motherfucker. That gets to go into the stew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Partridge. You know what I mean? It's just
Where are you
that's
from?
the border of Maine
Maine.
and Canada.
Oh, so you can find all that shit up there. Okay, yeah. I'm from the city of Pittsburgh. I don't know what a partridge
Right,
is.
yeah.
Partridge family.
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah.
like this
Are,
part.
are those the
There's
little
4 or
birds
5
from
of
the
them.
beginning?
There's 4 or 5.
This
of them.
partridge ain't that. You probably like the redheaded
Sandra.
partridge.
I did.
Yeah.
But it's just different.
The cartoon version,
No,
too.
I like the older sister. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Um,
the brown
The
hair
brown
one.
hair one. Yeah.
as a drink, it was a lot of. We
Never
need
heard of
a crazy ass punch. Like it seemed like everybody dropped their fifth or something in that boat.
Oh,
But you drank.
Yeah.
oh,
That's
been
Scotty's
too
vodka.
high.
That's Scotty's
Put it in
vodka
a cup.
down at the UMD
It's like
tailgate.
the shit I made you guys.
I had a little bit of nothing. Oh.
New boss, your favorite
Food.
food at Christmas.
I'll just go simple. Keep it simple. Pumpkin pie.
Is there a
I love
backstory?
Pumpkin pie Christmas.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I used to eat it.
Yeah.
That's Thanksgiving, isn't it?
We
Oh.
carried over.
We used to eat smelts.
No, because it's.
Are you making it or are you
the
buying
pumpkins
it?
are soft.
Somebody in my family's.
Okay.
We used to have smelts. So me
Smells.
being the old straight up Dago that I am.
Uncle Andy.
Uncle Andy.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, big man.
Brother's hot.
Uncle Andy be shit ass drunk and eat fucking big spelts in the fryer.
Smelts. What the hell is that?
Smelts.
So spelts are these little fish.
Oh my God, we had a lot of those. When I
and
grew
then
up. Yeah.
and then he would gut them and take the
Yeah.
bone out, but you still have to take the tail out. Yeah, Uncle Andy smelts. Yeah,
Hey,
I'm in.
I said, do you think he said, I'm going to clean these sons of bitches just to get out of the house and have a couple beers?
Oh, he used to get fucked.
He'd
up.
get so
Uncle
tanked.
Andy.
Oh,
He'd be
when
done. Oh,
crushed.
Uncle Andy'd be like, yeah.
he was a whole other level of crush. Dude. He was the funnest man I ever met. in my life.
Because they're meticulous. They're like,
yeah, that was my dad though.
they're like this. You know, they're real small.
Yeah.
Right?
Like sardines.
And he's like, he was meticulous. You didn't get any bones.
If y'all never watched Seven Fish on
Netflix?
Netflix,
Watch
watch
it.
it.
Five
That's
tomorrow,
the family Terry and I
That's-
grew up on. Because Terry's my nephew.
I watched it like 3 times. That's
oh
it.
my god, it's the funniest movie.
What
but-
you got, bro?
Seven fish.
Yeah.
Deep fried turkey.
Oh, I thought that's good.
On Christmas?
Juicy as shit.
Yes.
Dang.
You never had a deep fried turkey?
Yeah, I had it.
Oh.
My backyard next year.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Matter of fact,
But-
I'll get one today.
Mine, it's got to be Graham's. Mine's got to be Graham's tuna fish sauce pasta.
Oh, that was good.
And I'm making homemade pasta tomorrow. And I got the tuna fish sauce. I got that brewing right now.
That's awesome.
Young, I'm gonna come back with you. Favorite cookie?
Back with me?
Yeah.
Well, I'd show you what my favorite cookie was, but Rasheen ate them all.
Because it's my favorite.
And again, it was Grandma's pizzelles.
Pizzelles.
Cells.
Minus the cocaine bear.
You ever have them?
Yeah, my wife makes it every year. That's
Fucking
why
right.
that was gonna be my favorite.
Listen,
No, I love making pizzelles.
Hey.
I love it.
Max
I
made
know Rashid lost my pizzelles too.
Max made them this year.
I eat a whole bag.
Supreme.
Max did?
Hayden cooked up the batter. Max made them perfect crisp. Perfect crisp.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Ask him.
I hope I
Yes.
can make them.
Weren't they money?
Delicious.
They were money.
Go on.
Thank you,
Yeah,
I ate
guys.
all them things.
My
They
boys
didn't
made,
even know
my
we had
boys
them.
made them. I
They
was
didn't
so
know we had
proud. Yeah, you guys didn't have a chance. You guys didn't have a
I didn't
chance.
even know you had them.
Yeah, I eat those
Oh,
things
bro.
so fast.
Yeah.
My favorite cookie is probably, and it's non-Christmas cookie, but like my aunts. No, let me go back.
My
My
aunt-
aunts. My aunts.
You ain't in the South no more. We back up north.
My aunts and my mom used to like battle over making these chocolate chip cookies.
Wait, time
Oh,
out.
shit.
Time out.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Graham's
Homemade.
pizzelles or cherry slices. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
cherry
I
slices.
forgot the cherry slices.
Oh! Cherry slices.
Oh.
Cherry slice.
Oh,
Cherry slices is it looks
Graham
like
make
a
the
loaf.
cherry slice.
It's
It
like
don't
this.
look appetizing, but it's like,
Like
When
it
you
look
have-
like fruit cake. Wait, cake.
but it's decadent.
It's I can't even explain. It's got like walnuts in it. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I keep asking your mom for years. I've been asking your mom for that recipe. Your mother is.
Come
my
on,
sister.
Graham.
Throw you
Yeah,
away.
I need a
Shot
beer.
glass. No, I need
Yeah.
Joe.
No,
Put you to
bro.
shot glass.
Oh,
There's another one.
All right.
You need what kind of beer you want?
Here you go.
The cold kind
Beer.
in a
Anyway, yeah, that was my. I agree on the cherry
You
slice.
got Corona
I
or what's
forgot
in the
But
cooler?
my mother and her sisters, she had 3 sisters. They used to battle it out over chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Three sisters?
3
Yeah.
sisters. Aunt Mary always had the best.
3 brothers.
Shout out to Aunt Mary.
Yeah.
God rest your soul.
Um,
You nasty ass woman. She was mean.
Don't be calling somebody out.
She was mean.
Well, but you know, you can't call anybody out if they can't come over here and defend themselves.
Hey,
Come on,
Well,
Mark.
she ain't coming.
hey,
She'll get me
pizzelles,
tonight,
listen,
but I'm scared.
pizzelles,
But she was a mean motherfucker.
anise or vanilla?
What'd you say?
Anise or vanilla?
I like vanilla.
Anise.
I'm vanilla.
Anise.
Yeah, I'll go vanilla.
I'm
Anise.
an
I like
Anise.
Anise. I like them both, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them both, but I think because Anise.
I gotta get them from Giant Eagle. I don't know how to make them.
No, I got you.
Bro, I got you this year.
Let me know. I got
These
you.
guys, these.
One of these next 2 days, I'll bag them out.
Hey,
These
we're
fucking
fucking
Bobby
up.
Flay and
That
fucking.
would be good.
No,
Yes.
You don't double.
7 meat pie.
No. No.
Yes.
I
Beer.
know hey, look, we're doing
Fuck
7
yeah.
fish on Christmas Eve. We're doing 7.
7. So you think you got 7? Then?
You got it. You'll be here.
7
I'm
fish.
just asking if you're going
fish
7.
is what you got?
So we got
That's I'm asking.
crab legs.
No.
What do you want?
That bottle.
Oh my
We
god!
got
I didn't know that
crab
was
legs.
here.
We
What's
got
that in there?
Stuffed salmon. We got shrimp,
3,
just like
Three.
shrimp scampi. We got shrimp cocktail.
4,
Okay. We got scallops.
5.
We got 2.
You don't got to do fish sauce.
I'm just doing
I
whiting.
don't. You know what?
You got.
I think yeah. And Nina
bro.
said
I
she's
can't
bringing now.
master my
Nina's
mother's-
bringing some. So
She is. Nina got some kind of.
You ain't
Swedish.
master-
It's a Swedish dish. It's a Swedish. It's fish. It's
Yeah.
like fish with potatoes.
You ain't
Yeah.
mastering Graham's tuna
Yeah,
fish
I
sauce,
know.
but you got to do the
Listen,
tuna
y'all.
fish sauce.
So,
I'm
yeah,
up
we'll
to
bring
the sauce you
grouper
can.
because
I
I think we
can't.
have grouper, shrimp, scallop. I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
I do the
But
tuna
your
fish
mother
sauce.
made. Your mother used to make
What
what the hell was it? She used to make that sauce.
Bolognese.
Whatever it was.
No.
She, your mom made a good
Not
sauce.
at Christmas.
Yeah, it was like a white sauce. So
It's like a white gravy sauce.
clam sauce. Yep. Yeah, my wife makes a great clam sauce.
I don't like clam.
Yep. Now, bro.
What you got?
We got 7 going.
That's it. What you mean? For what?
I don't know. What we doing? What's next?
What's next, Mike?
Favorite
New
movie or
buys are
show?
left.
Favorite
Favorite
movie
movie.
or show?
For Halloween? I mean, for Christmas.
Christmas?
Halloween.
Yeah.
Favorite Christmas movie?
You're gonna shoot your eye out.
It's
Yeah.
definitely Home Alone.
Oh, you watched?
You watched it
You
like
told
100
us like
times.
11 times
I
already.
watched it like 100, both of them. Yeah, it's Home Alone because
You're gonna shoot your eye
I was
out.
in private school when that came out, and we went. They took us to the movies, and we went like
Very high.
every weekend. No, that's when I was in private school.
Very high. They took you to. We're going on a field trip.
Yeah, Terry
Was
was
it the old stuff for me, I guess?
very traditional. No,
Dude, who's your favorite cookie for Christmas?
he said it. Pizzelle.
Pizzelle,
Okay.
100%. My wife makes it. So
Wait,
good.
Yeah.
Vanilla or
Yeah, the
Anise?
neighbor just brought some over,
We
Mike.
don't know.
Our neighbor just brought some over. Really good.
Oh, sheesh! Wow, go ahead, noob with the pool.
Straight up there.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Lord
I say
Brewery.
Christmas Story or
I like that one.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah,
ones.
yeah,
You're
that's-
right on that.
that's
Those are
hard to
great.
beat.
Chevy Chase is fucking.
Those are
best.
all great.
You know, throwing that out there, yeah.
Listen, I went up
But
to the
Bad Santa, what's his face does Bad Santa. I like Bad Santa.
I liked Band Saturday.
Yeah.
This year,
Yeah.
believe it or not, this is the first time I ever watched it. He's good.
Yeah, he's funny
Billy
as shit,
Joe,
yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton.
I went
Yeah,
up in
Billy
the attic
Bob,
the
right,
other
yeah.
day. I don't know. You guys got an attic?
Yes.
It was cool
In
as
my
shit
room.
up there. I said to my wife, can someone help me? Anyone down there? Anyone? I said, I feel like Chevy Chase up here. I'm
Oh, up in the attic.
gonna be wrapping myself up with all kinds of
I
shit.
grew up with this
Yeah.
I said,
But my
My-
attic
my
doesn't
legs
have
are
anything
dangling.
creepy, though. That's a good thing. I think I took the creepiness out of my attic.
There's nothing up in my attic.
no.
There's a
I go
air
up.
conditioned what's called up there, but that's it.
Really? Yeah. No, I got all my fucking winter clothes up there, summer clothes.
Wow.
That's where I put all my. I live on Market, and I had that top tier with all my storage. My storage was up in my attic.
I never thought
Nothing
of that.
scary.
Yeah.
I don't
Well-
get weed up there because it smoke rises, so I can be downstairs.
My weed is next. My weed is next to the bed.
Yeah. In the basement, right, yeah.
Mine's right next to the bed.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're still watching, why? Chime in. What
No,
you
no,
got?
it's okay.
What do you got for us?
Next.
Okay.
Favorite gift Santa
Favorite
brought
gift
you?
Santa brought
Ever?
you? Yeah. Whew.
Man.
Oh man, I got to
Let,
do
no,
one.
I don't go.
I
Noob's
don't
got
want
it.
to beat all you
Noob's
guys.
got it right
I
now.
got the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
I had the Millennium
Oh,
Falcon. That was
my
cool.
friend
I
had
didn't
one
get it for
of those.
Christmas, but I had one.
And I like, can I sleep over just to play with it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so cool. It had like a little hiding spot in it. That thing was badass.
Okay,
Yeah.
favorite Christmas gift? Favorite Christmas gift? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I will say
So
I have
I was a young youth.
Young youth at the time of
Young youth.
12 years old, maybe 11, 12. And my brother Ricky and I
Ricky, Bobby,
I know Ricky.
You know, so
Ricky, Bobby, and
so we get a little square box. You got nice right here. Get a little square box like that.
Ain't no Ricky Bobby like
Okay.
that.
And you shake it, you know, as a kid, you're all excited in it. We got it from my oldest brother, Ron. I'm the youngest of 9. Ron sends that shit in the mail.
Nice.
Like fucking shit.
Yeah,
That shit
it's
over.
nice.
And Ron sent us, oh my God. So, of course, both Ricky and I opened it when mom and dad are away, you know, in the other room, and it's a fish bowl. Okay, y'all, a fish bowl. It's a wooden bowl that holds marijuana, had a little hole. Beautiful fish bowl. Get that fuck cup to me. Holy shit. I knew what it was. Rick knew what it was. So mom comes into the living room. She says, what'd you guys get? Belt buckle.
A belt.
She says, what? Belt buckle. Let me see. No, I'll show you later. I'm going to put it in my pants. Like you take off. You don't show mom. You're 11, you're 12 years old. You know what I mean? That story kind of skipped, rolled right out. You know, and then we get upstairs. I rate. You got to tell mom what you got. I'm not telling mom what you got. I got. He said, what'd you tell her? I said, belt buckle. It's like, how are you going to tell you got a belt buckle when you don't have a belt buckle that big? I'm going to find a belt buckle that big. Believe me. You find shit quick. And the story ended. But as a 17-year-old, now I went 4 or 5 years, that was the only piece that held my growing up high school weed life together. Because that little fishbowl, I knew I had to get away with everything without anybody knowing, especially your mother. You know what I mean? You're going to keep a secret, you better keep it from mom.
Yo, I'm tearing up, baby.
So then in my 30s,
Yeah.
traveling with my mother, she's like, you know, how come you never showed me that belt buckle?
I hope my son's not.
No.
And I told my mother, and I said, it was never a belt buckle.
You told her the story?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, there's and that's the thing. That was my favorite. My favorite Christmas gift to you.
Stories that told my mother after
Yeah.
I fucking grew up. My
Yeah.
mom was like, Mark, I knew exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
She just laughed.
She knew, because she would do. She was like, I was smoking that shit.
Yeah.
Remember? She
Right.
found Uncle Bob stuff. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, I was curious, and I just wanted to see what it was like, and so I smoked it.
Remember, this is grandmother.
Yeah.
I was like, Graham,
Yeah.
she told me.
Hey, Betty.
And Pat was like,
How about the K2 footballs? You guys ever get a K2
Oh,
football?
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
One every Christmas.
No, what the fuck's that?
K2
Listen,
football?
I don't know.
I used to get a K2 football every Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
And then I would try to keep it the best I could.
A real football?
Yeah, real football.
Oh, I got the Duke.
Right.
You got that Duke.
Yeah.
You got that Duke.
That's how I learned to throw.
You and John Wayne, baby.
That's how I learned to
That's
throw
it.
football. My dad got me.
Really?
To do.
I don't know. Listen, I was spoiled.
Oh, shit.
And the presents were like, whatever.
I had the green machine.
I don't know if I had a favorite, but I remember going through the J.C. Penney catalog.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
yeah. It's like
And
the
I-
Sears
I was
catalog.
looking for
Right.
good, so.
And I didn't
Right.
earmark shit.
Yeah.
I'd circle stuff,
Yeah.
arrows, highlights,
Wow, that's good stuff right
stars.
there.
and I never got anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I might go back. I'd be like, what the hell? Santa didn't pay attention. Mom, Dad didn't pay attention.
Right?
But I was like so blessed with everything I got.
Best gift,
We had family.
best gift your uncle ever got you.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, the Magic Johnson poster.
Fucker was autographed.
The best what?
Yeah, I bought
Magic
it.
Johnson
I bought
The
it.
best what, Mark? What did he say? The best what?
Magic
My
Johnson
uncle ever got
upper
me.
deck
Think
authenticated
about uncle.
fucking poster.
Yeah.
Did he sound with a pen or was it like a
No, it
fake ass marker?
was smart.
He
You
got,
know,
he got one of his girlfriends to sign it.
Which one?
To Terry. From Terry.
No, no. I bought it. Cost me like $300, but
Damn.
I've been a shitty uncle for a long time, getting like,
Ain't no-
and I was like, I need to do this for him.
I ain't getting nephews shit.
I got a lot of fucking uncles.
Jingle bells, man.
Hey, my favorite
My
gift.
best uncle.
My favorite gift actually wasn't from. I got my dad used to buy me a gift every year for my birthday. He'd take me out and he'd be like, "Work, I'm buying you something."
Eh.
Yeah, but
We're going out today,
I
Dad?
was a little kid, and my Aunt Mary, who was my godmother, she bought me a GI Joe when I was like 8 years old. It was like
man.
a fucking action GI Joe.
Yeah.
That
No.
G.I. Joe was
Wish you'd
just
had
G.I.
all
Joe.
that shit.
Listen, them
Fucking
G.I.
even
Joes weren't this big. They were like
That
this
motherfucker
big.
that
They
big.
were like,
Made of wood, right?
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You had the
You
You
even
had
knew
the
how
awesome
many
G.I.
stitches he had on his eye, under his eye.
You had the,
Yeah.
Dude,
you had the
that-
awesome
that-
G.I. Joes. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
I
Man,
played- I played with them when
Motherfuckers,
you were
they're probably
gone.
worth money
it's
nowadays.
all right.
Wow.
They're in my basement here.
They're like
Oh,
this
wow.
big.
As a grown ass man, somewhere downstairs in my basement, in this Foot Locker that my mom and dad got me to keep like the clothes and GI Joes and all that shit. You know, it's just
Oh, I got one
kids
for you
like
guys.
That's some kid shit.
Let's see. So this is gonna. It's either gonna fucking throw a dart in my fucking heart, or who knows.
Who knows?
Best poster on a wall. You know what mine was?
Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah fucking Fawcett.
Fucking
Michael
O.J.
Jordan.
Simpson.
What?
Who?
The juice.
I hope he wasn't.
Yeah.
OJ?
Right? You know, as a kid growing up,
Yeah.
you know, you threw the fucking juice at the time. He was my, you know, that's the thing. And then,
Michael
you know,
Jordan.
Yeah, I was.
For me,
Farrah Fawcett was right
Len
next to it.
Bias.
Farrah
No
Fawcett
bias.
was right next to
Who's
it.
who? Wait.
To OJ. Right.
Yeah, I'm in.
Right.
I'm all in.
I'm all in on that.
That was ours. My oldest brother had
Yeah.
that.
I just looked at it
Yeah.
last night.
Mine was Farrah Fawcett.
Smoking.
What Len Bias picture though?
This is
Oh,
1972.
When he was in college.
Yeah.
Maryland.
What was it
Maryland.
like? What was the?
I was a
pose?
Maryland fan. Like,
Right.
Oh,
What
Rick,
was the
do that.
pose? Like, was he shooting?
oh, he was like shooting a basketball.
Yeah.
He was like shooting. It was a three. I think it's like when he was shooting on the edge, it wasn't a 3-pointer time because they didn't have it. But him shooting his jump shot when
Okay.
he was like up high.
I didn't know he was
shooting
yeah.
a jump shot.
So my brother, my uncle, my wife's uncle played at Duke. He said he was better than Jordan, Len Bias.
Yes. A lot of
Easily.
people
Easily.
Really?
Yes.
He
yes.
came out before.
Because he was so
Jordan?
strong.
Yeah.
He came
He
out
could
before
jump,
Jordan.
he was
was
everything.
big.
Everything.
He was 6'8",
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and Jordan was 6'6".
He was so
Can you
strong.
imagine, right?
Yeah.
He came out before Jordan or same time.
Right in the.
I think this year.
Right, so close. We'd have to Google that.
One, it was either after
No,
1 year or after or before.
Yeah.
That was a trap. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
total tragedy. That's another show, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because there's a picture of my Uncle Cardinal, and I sent it to my uncle. He said, "Yeah, he was killing us. He was killing everybody." So,
But there's no. I don't think there's anyone that's ever been in this area that's ever had a bigger impact than him. Like as
Wow.
far
Right.
oh no.
Like-
You Len Bias?
as yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Like everyone was like
Absolutely
so
not.
excited
Yeah.
about him.
Phil Nevin.
so here's a great Len Bias story for you. When I was growing up, there's a boy by the name of Philip Nevin. He was 2 years younger than me.
Mhm.
I think he was 2 years. And
Yeah,
he
he
was
got
a
the
7-footer.
course.
He was one of the first 7-footers ever played, you know.
Big
And
white
Philip
guy.
went to Maryland.
Dunk.
And
Yeah.
he lived in the quad with Len Bias.
No, that's not true.
He bad.
And when Len died, he was there when Len died. And we had a nice conversation about this. And he said that Len was just a stand-up guy. He
Yeah,
didn't
good
do-
guy.
He
Yep.
did
Huh?
not
Fucked
do
up.
shit like that.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so excited. And someone's like, hey, check this
Yeah.
out. Let's do this. We're
Yeah.
partying.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Comes from.
But that was it. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, like, this came right out of Phil and I are friends on Facebook.
Phil said what?
Phil said that was not Len Bias.
No, Len was a
when
good
he
dude.
did, he was a good kid. He was
Oh.
a good dude.
It was like
My cousin knew him too. My cousin that played at Maryland.
Yeah.
He traded. He actually has Lenny's one of Lenny's jackets. He gave him a jacket from a bowl game, and they swapped
Yeah.
jackets or whatever. And he said Lenny was just a good dude. Man.
He was.
He really.
That was way out of his character to do that.
well. Yeah, and I think it was like high test stuff. It came supposedly from Rayful Edmonds.
Rayful Edmonds.
Rayful Edmonds.
Well,
That's so funny. I ran into somebody recently. He was like, "My last name's Edmonds." He's like, I'm not that Edmonds." He's like, "I had nothing to do with him. I'm not that side."
Trey Edmonds.
boys, this has been one of the funnest shows I've ever had. Trey, you
Hey,
see us back
Trey
on
Essex.
time.
Thanks
Thanks,
for the
bro.
invite.
Sorry if we missed anybody.
Yeah, this
Joe,
fantastic.
what's your social media? We want to keep you in the loop.
Oh, I'm not telling you that.
iBrewWine.com.
Loops will give it to you.
They
iBrewWine.com.
don't. If they find you, they find me, Mark.
This is true.
Hey, we're going over to Joe's house, so just come
Yeah,
on over. It's right through the cut.
Yeah.
Right through the cut.
Right on Market Street.
Yeah, Market Street through the cut.
Noobs, give it to him.
At
Coach
Coach Noobs. There we go on Twitter or X. I'm sorry, X and Instagram. Let's get it. Let's go.
G.
I'm easy to find. Rasheen Hill, Facebook.
All right. T says
One Young Terry. Merry Christmas.
you can find us on OSP, Original Sports Podcast, anywhere you go to social media, and we look forward to hearing from you. Hey, shout out to all the people who do all the extra
Bring it
special things for us. Have another happy New Year,
Get your shot,
y'all.
get your shot.
Christmas.
We'll see you after the first of the year.
Everybody be safe.
Yeah.
Hey,
Joe.
Everybody be safe.
Hey.
That's right.
Salute. Salute, brother.
I don't know what the fuck.
So
That
good.
peanut butter shit, vodka, bourbon, whatever he's got up there.
God damn.
It's all he's got up there.
Go deep, Terry.
Up in the right corner.
Go deep.
It's mainly
Go
this
deep.
shit.
Up in the right corner.
See, I had screwball.
Where?
Screwball peanut butter whiskey. And they bought this.
Over there then.
Where the hell?
Come on, Terry. Oh shit.